What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Welcome to Reckless Reviews with M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk. Sophisticated Jerk, man, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, man. So how's everything going with you?
Everything's going well. Let me turn this music down just a little bit, so don't be too loud for the people who's watching us. But yeah, man, it's been good, man. Definitely good, like enjoying with the holidays with the family. Uh, Life's been good. Had a little couple of ruffles going on, man. Like uh, running through bad colds, sinus issues, but we hanging in there, man.
Okay,
So,
okay. You do your resolutions and all that. You get that out the way, or you stopped doing those a while ago.
man, fuck these resolutions, man. Like after we break it for so many times, man, it's just the normal.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't even mess with them no more, man.
Yeah, but yeah, today's man topic. I know you guys been waiting for like a good while. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Jonathan Majors. Now, keep in mind too, before we kind of touch upon him, I know this gonna probably feel like it's old news since Cat Williams currently is breaking the internet, but rest assured, like we're gonna be talking about him as well too, though, because I don't think this beef with him versus the world, man, is gonna be over anytime soon. So, but we want to tap into Jonathan Majors, man, because I feel like, man, it's a long time coming as far as like getting like information and kind of like learning what not to do, man, if you're ever in this situation. But I gotta give a shout outs to Information Man. Thank you for
It's
tuning in,
good
Information
information,
Man.
man.
Shout outs to Big Mama G's. Big Mama G's, what up? Salute G's. I see you in the building, so salute from the Twitch gang side. And as always, man, please help support, subscribe to Knowledge Relationships, subscribe to the Sophisticated Jerk and the Managed Sophistication. So subscribe to these guys, man, and help support them. But we won't get to it though. But Sophisticated Jerk, you have anything you want to say before like I open up with the video?
Yeah, just real quick. Definitely, it's a good topic. Like you said, we definitely gonna touch on Cat Williams and some other ones.
Mhm.
So we're gonna keep dropping these reviews and stuff. But I think it's good to circle back to this Jonathan Majors one. Like you said, it might be a little late, but also I was just looking at the news. He's going to be doing a like tell-all interview, his first one since he lost all his endorsements. So this is kind of timely now. Like he's going to tell his side of the story and kind of break that down. But I'm glad we are touching on this to kind of like you said, hit on them points where it's like, man, what you shouldn't be doing in this situation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't even know like he was gonna do that. So, I mean, if you're gonna go out, might as well go out with a bang, man. Just tell the whole side of the story. Salute to Smitty's Corner, man. I see you in the building.
What's good, Smitty?
Thank you for tuning in, my brother. Look, we got several people watch us. Let's go ahead, man, and get to this Jonathan Major case. Okay. Credit to this video goes out to Albert and Preach. They're really good as far as like with the commentary. They do reaction like reviews, and honestly like I'm inspired by like their work, man, of what they do. So much respect to Albert and Preach.
Yeah, they do some good work.
Yeah,
Albert Preach. Y'all send some subscribers over this way, man. Stop being greedy over there.
I was gonna say 10% to be given, right? But the holidays is over, so but definitely respect. All right, so of course, fair use content per usual. Let's go ahead and play this. Chat, let me know if you can hear the video as well.
This is a story of somebody who hired either A, an incompetent lawyer, or B, ran with a really bad strategy for their defense.
That's right, sister. This ain't our fight. This one ain't one of ours. Sit this one out, sisters.
You said the same thing with Pirates of the Caribbean. You said the same thing. I said they're gonna call back Johnny. We called back Johnny. You said either.
No, they didn't. They didn't call it back. Jonathan Majors. A lot of folks wanted us to cover it. I did some readings on it. You aren't aware who Jonathan Majors is.
It's a star.
I've never seen any of his movies, so I didn't know who he was for a long time.
I have.
But essentially, this guy was like the face of the MCU, apparently. Yeah, he got embroiled in some domestic, and the costing of everything. went to trial, and just a few days ago, he was found guilty on 2 of the 4 charges. Now, a lot of people feel some type of way. Some people saw the released footage of Jonathan Majors running away from his girlfriend, which I think is worth watching.
The locks.
Because
Bro, that was
when she chased him down in heels like a Terminator.
That was not running away. That was a whole ass marathon. This was a chase you see in movies where they're running, they're jumping over fences and stuff like that, and you're like, where are they going? How long are they running? I can't run for that long. They've been running for that long.
So this is them in a car. Allegedly, they're essentially fighting.
Okay. I'm going to take a pause real quick just to give some more shout outs. Real quick, I'm going to give a shout out to Von Eric. Bless is my brother. Thank you for tuning in. Ruby Love, how you doing, fam? Salutes to you. Salute. We have the Gray Pill podcast in the building. So salutes to you, Gray Pill. He says, vet wisely as possible. That is definitely a good saying. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And Smitty's Corner says, nah, y'all have everything you need to build your own audience and sustain them. You guys are Formula One, so keep cooking.
Shout out to Smitty, man. Positive, brother.
Also, everybody, we will open up the chat the panel for you guys to come up. So, but they'll probably be like in the next 10 minutes or so. So please be patient. But thank you for tuning in.
So real quick, right here, they're gonna start playing surveillance video.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, so this is where it's gonna start off with. Before I guess we start playing it, I want to kind of give a little bit of contents to it, because how he even got into the situation to begin with was his woman got drunk. This started over his woman finding out that I guess there was another girl that texted him. So all this, what you're going to see, is because some other woman texted Jonathan Majors, and his, white chick got into her feelings. So, yeah, man. Well, let's go ahead and play it.
Over his phone because she claimed she saw text from another woman.
So she took his phone and he's trying to go to take the phone back. Anyway.
So it's them fighting. And then you see him walking away. He yanks her off. So, get away from me. And he starts hightailing it, and he pushes her off and he runs. And she chases him.
That boy literally on the run, though. I swear.
She chases him. She says,
20-foot-yard dash, man.
I thought I was supposed to be your Michelle Obama.
Damn.
And you know what? It is funny in some cases, right? Because when you're looking at different angles, this dude running long blocks, but she is chasing after this guy. She is on his tail. This is almost like the real life version of Pac-Man being chased by the ghost or whatever. So, man, I mean,
she's sprinting this in hills too, man. Keep that in mind, man.
I know, man. He got himself like a hidden athlete.
Is this what Barack is doing to his girl? She's not giving up.
Damn.
Listen, if people fought for their marriage the way she's chasing after him, I think nobody would get divorced. She sees oncoming traffic. She said, "I love you, nigga." She said that word. Is that in the audio? No, but I just want to believe she did.
She's turning the corner.
And there's some little rental bikes. You know what I'm saying?
Another block.
Oh wait, there's more.
Yeah, that brother in good shape too.
Yeah. It's long. It's very long.
So she chases.
It's very long.
She chases. And this is where a lot of the contention comes into play.
Okay. And then later they're gonna start kind of pulling up pretty much what got him convicted, But what's your thoughts, Sophisticated Jerk, about that?
First of all, if your girl's a cost crunchy runner or on a track team, man, you might not want to get with her, man, because she was keeping that stride. So, but seriousness, man, getting to that video and stuff, because you made a good point when you was giving the context where it started from text messages, right? Where how did she get his phone to even see that text message? That's what I wanted. I hope he gives the details in his tell-all, because it's like, man, if it seemed like she was like very comfortable, you know, kind of being in his space and stuff, you know, even like when he's trying to shrug her off and stuff like that, like before he started running, you know, she's definitely like, you know, up close and, you know, up in his face and stuff. So, I mean, there's like a comfortability, and I think it ties back into what Great Pill was saying. Like, man, you need to vet, because, you know, and that's why I'm glad you did want to touch on this topic, because a lot of times, you know, people are discussing like the after effects of stuff where it's like, oh, you know, this happened, but it's just like, man, there's typically like a build up or lead up to events like this that happens. So, you know, that's why I think like I'm glad we're focusing on that. So what's kind of your take on that?
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you kind of put that out there, because that was like one of the first things that came to my mind was like, okay, this started because she read a notification from another woman texting her. Now, it could have been anybody texting her, but it was just enough information to her head that, hey, some woman that maybe that she knows or she don't really know that well is texting her. Why she's texting her. So my thing is the fact that you pretty much like left your phone in close proximity with a woman that can highly get insecure, because remember, you are Jonathan Majors. So if you are Jonathan Majors, like you gotta pretty much like move and act accordingly. Now I know I've seen other videos where like, which probably wasn't really, you know, posted in Aberrant Preacher's like, you know, reaction, where he talks about a plan, the goal, and how she's really interrupting the goal of it, right? And so you want to make sure that it's like, okay, if you have a set plan in mind, why put yourself into a situation where that's going to ruin your plan? Also, too, I don't know if they're going to talk about this, which I'm probably for sure they will in a later video, but Jonathan Majors was the one who called the police on her.
Oh, he did?
You know? Yeah. So, but unfortunately, it backfired. So imagine you being a megastar, but your wife or your girl is doing something that's put herself in jeopardy. So you have to physically restrain her because maybe she's hitting you. Maybe she's doing maybe she's harming herself. But in the midst of it, you probably accidentally, like, you know, roughed her up a little bit. Because as you can see, he was trying to put her in the cab, but she wouldn't go in. But then it falls on you because the way how the camera's looking, the bruises and marks on her arms or her ears is making it seem like you pretty much aggravated the assault on your end.
But see, like going back to the video and stuff, and maybe we'll get back to that in a couple seconds, the beginning part. Mm-hmm. You know, because we were talking about this on our channel, like, and Trey, he's in law enforcement. He was breaking it down like it is assault because the way he like was manhandling her in a car. So I mean, I like looking at YouTube, a lot of people were having a debate like, oh, he should have get in trouble and stuff because of, you know, he was clearly trying to run from her. But, you know, I do think he's at fault in this case. Because, like, kind of like what you're mentioning, it's just like, man, if you know you're like a superstar and all this stuff, it's like, man, you got to protect yourself. You got to protect your career. And it, like I was saying kind of earlier, where it's just like, man, it's typically a buildup of this stuff. So it's just like, man, if somebody's showing them signs of like aggression and then, you know, they're going to do something to like set you off, man, you got to get out of there, man. I think too many times, like in relationships, people are just holding on. And then when that blow up happens, then it's just like you said, he has to like do these tactics to like restrain her and stuff. And it's just like, I can't even imagine being in them shoes, man. I know you too. You've been married for a minute. It's just like, man, can you imagine where you got to restrain somebody you with? So, I mean, he's definitely, like I said, I think he's at fault for this, man. Like he vetted the wrong woman and now he's getting caught up. So.
Yeah, man. Like, unfortunately, like, yeah, you did put yourself into that predicament by choosing like the wrong type of person. But you know, it's a mixed review, man, because a lot of people will say it's his fault, but their reasons will be because he didn't marry someone that was within his race. There will be it will be his fault because he knew what type of person she was, so you should have chose someone that was already on your level. I mean, it could be right and it could be wrong at the same time. Real quick, salutes to Mr. Best, salutes to Wally, and salutes to Matt. Thank you for tuning in. But here's the thing, right? What if you did try to do the right things? What if you met somebody that accepted you like while you was on your come up? You know what I mean? What if you thought the person that was supposed to be a part of your plan and about the purpose, you just probably thought at that time this person was like, had had her head straight. But to be honest with you, like you never know, man, until like, when shit really hits the fan. And unfortunately, in this situation, it cost him his career. If we continue like with the video with Albert and Preach.
Yeah, let's see what they talk about because I'm interested.
Yeah, they're gonna go in details with whatever he's charged with.
People see that video and they're like, clearly this man is not the aggressor. Why was he found guilty? And let's read some of the charges. According to the criminal complaint, Majors hit Jabari's face, twisted her arm, and fractured her finger during a fight in a chauffeured car. That's the video that we saw. She provided video evidence or picture evidence. You can see some of the wounds behind her ear. You can see the bruising to her fingers. And so they're saying the evidence presented throughout this trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional and escalating patterns of coercion far too common across many intimate partner violence cases we see in every day, said Alvin Bragg in a statement. Today, a jury determined that pattern of abuse and coercion culminated with Mr. Majors assaulting and harassing his girlfriend. Now, it's a bit of a loaded thing. It's not really what the charges say, but that's what the lawyer's going to say because he wants to make it seem like the biggest win, right? Because prosecutors got to do that. Right? So he was found not guilty, assault in the third degree, injury intentional. He was found not guilty of it being intentional. And he was found not guilty of aggravated harassment, second degree, intentional. Okay. What he was found guilty of was physical injury, reckless, and harassment of second degree, intentional. So the difference between aggravated harassment and harassment is basically like one of them is a misdemeanor, which means like you're just getting a fine, versus one's actual criminal record and it'll stay there. So aggravated harassment would be much more serious than harassment of the second degree. The difference between the intentional assault in the third degree versus reckless is sometimes you can just engage in behavior that's seen as reckless and hurt somebody, but they don't think it's premeditated or with intention to hurt the other person. So for example, let's say you bump into somebody while you're running down the street and you hurt them severely as you're running, you push right through them. That could be seen depending on like the person being old and different things like that, and how you should have known better than to just run through the street and bulldoze over people like that. That could be seen as reckless. That's what he was found guilty of. So it doesn't really follow with the statement of the lawyer who says like, oh, well, the jury found that there was a pattern and coercion and all stuff. They're just saying in the heat of a moment, what is essentially a very toxic relationship between two people, he engaged in reckless injury. Now, I'll let you go first. What do you think about everything that you've heard so far? Oh, just to be clear too, it did cost him his job. The MCU fired him right afterwards, or Disney did. It's cost him all his acting gigs, all of his commercials. So this dude was the rising star. Everybody's looking out for him. And now his career is pretty much over, dead in the water as of right now. So that's the consequence he suffered. Yeah. I don't think he did it. I just think he's got bad lawyers.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot to take in, but
what's your take on real quick on? You think he had a bad lawyer, or?
I mean, here's where I'm gonna look at it. I mean, he didn't really, because I think out of 4 charges, right? 2 of them was pretty much like, okay, let go of, but then the other 2 was like, okay, he was charged like, being reckless and all that. I'll say like if you didn't really if you lose like a case like this, yeah, I probably say you probably have a bad lawyer, or maybe probably didn't have like a. But see, here's the thing: it's really hard to really. It's really hard to really say like, okay, whether if the lawyer was good enough like to really win at that case, anyways, because I feel like it was already going to be a losing battle. The text messages, the way how it was like how he handled her when he pushed her in the car. I mean, no matter what, you was going to be found guilty of some accounts. Maybe not to the full extent of you like, intentionally like, starting harm or starting some type of abuse with her, but I don't know, man. It's a hard answer to really give, man. Like to like if I really want to say like his lawyers was really bad, I could say it's like, well, they didn't help him win the case, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't think they was bad. Like, which one is that? Abba was saying, I think it was just, with the video and how it just looked. I think it was just one of those, like you said, just bad visuals, I'll say.
Right. I mean, likewise, like there's gonna be people that's gonna say, like, you see, he's running from her, like, he's blatantly like, like trying to escape from whatever that she's trying to do towards him. So of course, like by our own logic or our own reasoning, we want to say that, okay, well, obviously Jonathan Majors was a good man. This man's innocent. He didn't deserve like, to be held accountable, like, at a court of law. He didn't deserve to like lose like, his sponsorships. But again, when you look at the beginning part of the tape where it's showing him pushing her into the car, I think at that point, it's really hard to try to convince a judge or a jury that, hey, I'm doing the best I can to try to protect her, even though it's a bad look career-wise. That's like I'm trying to save someone's life from, self-deletion or something. But the way how I have to do it is maybe, using like some type of like, physical type of defense, or, being like a little bit rough around the edges. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So I just think, man, in this case, man, the reason why it's so hard to really fully articulate on that part, because it could happen to anyone. And how could you really try to fight your way out of a situation that wasn't really intentionally your fault to begin with?
Yeah, I kind of feel you on that, but I just think like if she was like that comfortable to like just kind of snatch the phone, whatever, how that played out, and also be in his face, I think she probably exhibited them signs earlier, like that, like what was comfortable kind of getting in the guy's face. And I think that's where men, when you see those signs, like, because I'm never going to put my hands on a female, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, if I ever get to that point where I'm like losing my composure and stuff, I'm going to get out of there. Because, sometimes like people do something to trigger people. And it's just like, man, that's where you got to like I said, you got to assess like that person, like, hey, look, we're not good together. I get a little worked up. And then that's when you got to kind of move on, because it's just like you're kind of saying, it's true. It's just like when you're in certain situations, a lot of stuff just spirals out of control. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, I think you got to assess them properly. And you look, man, something happens where we just get into it. We both escalate up where we're like somewhat touching each other, and that's not right. Let me get up out of this. Because definitely in that car, like you said, it's like everything spiraled out of control. And then, to the point where he's got to like restrain her. And then when you look at the video stuff, he's in great shape, and typically women are smaller in stature and stuff. So you're not going to win that. Even if you're like, grabbing them, you could grab them a little too hard and stuff. Like just looking at the pictures that they were showing, like her fingers bruised and stuff. So it's just like you clearly was grabbing her with some force. And so I just think sometimes, man, stuff spirals out of control because people just stay attached, a little too long. And then when that incident happens, like that one, that's where, like you're saying, it's just like you ain't got no control at that point. Everything's just spiraling out of control.
Yeah, man. So it's an unfortunate situation, but I'm for sure that like at least like almost, I'm not gonna say almost every guy, right? But I would say like at least most guys that, if you have a woman that, that drinks and parties along with you, these chances will happen. And if they get too drunk and they spiral out of control and you still have love for them, but you want to make sure they're safe, you're going to do whatever it takes, right, to make sure they're protected. But again, you got to be careful of like, now these days of what you do because there's cameras everywhere. Especially if you're a person with high regards, especially if you're a celebrity, like you gotta have unfortunately, a squeaky clean type of record. So you have to be your image is everything. Why do you think Will Smith acts like the way he does, man? Like, when Cherry be bitching him, he has to protect his image.
Will Smith a punk. That's totally different. No, but you correct though. It's just like, man, you gotta recognize, man, like, hey, I got this opportunity of a lifetime. Like this dude, the face of all these franchises, man, he's blowing up. Like you said, came off the Creed movies. Now Marvel, Marvel's huge. So it's just like, if like you kind of want to play the field and how big he is as a man, I don't think Jonathan Majors got no game. That's the reality. That's why this like whole situation blew up because it's like it's like sometimes celebrities don't understand like how big they are, and it's just like he's getting them texts and his girl for some reasons like close to his phone. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to figure out like how is she getting your phone like that, like so she must have had the code or something like that. That's what I'm saying. She must have snatched it from him, which that's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of issues when you start like breaking it down, like how she get that close to your like phone, and you're a movie star, man. Female's gonna trip out a little differently. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's like he don't have no game or discernment to understand all this stuff. Cause like, even when I was back in dating, I'm just trying to picture this. I'm like, man, ain't nobody was going through my phone like that, and vice versa. I'm not going through nobody else's phone. So.
Right. But I don't know, man, maybe we're living in different times, man, where it's like, actually, I'm not gonna go there with that, man.
Now, go ahead, man. I think you was on to something. I kind of know where you headed. I think it's right.
You know what I mean? So that's just me thinking, man. But hey, I digress on this one. Let me go ahead and I'm going to bring some people up here, man. So we got Von Eric and we got Ruby Doll in the building. So
what's going on, Ruby? What's up, Von?
Hi, everybody. What's up, y'all? Hey, family.
Hello.
Hey, thank you for coming up.
Thank you. If Mr. Von Eric wants to go first, I can wait.
Nope, ladies first. Go ahead.
Okay. Speaking about ladies, I'm just going to say a couple of things because I think it's good that we hear from a woman point of view, and a real woman, not just a girl or not any emotional. This isn't emotion led. My heart goes out to Jonathan Majors. I think this is a clear indication of what the powers that be are capable of doing. I think that the level of entitlement that not only this, what's her name? Grace, this Grace person has shown, women get away with it all the time. Okay, we get away with acting out, lashing out, and then you get upset because you get backhanded, whether it was out of response, whether it was a intentional get up off of me, you deserve that. I'm really a big proponent on not only respect, but just going through somebody's phone too. I'm gonna leave that there. We haven't even talked about any convictions that this person has had. Why? Because she didn't got none. She started the whole damn thing. And then, and at this point, okay, let me back up. So I've also been in physical altercations with women and men. Okay. I've been in domestic violence situations, so I'm not ever condoning violence. Okay. However, did I deserve to get a little pushback if I was beaten on somebody? Yes, I did. Yes. I don't care that I'm a woman, and I don't care what woman thinks she can go ahead and put hands on anybody else without repercussions. I'm not saying, girl, that you need to get your ass beat, because you probably couldn't handle that. But what I am saying is, if you're going to have a narrative where we're talking about affecting somebody's life, let's talk about how all of our lives are affected. I'm so tired of this shit. We talk about this on Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana all the time. People go through people's phones.
I hope she don't drop. She's cooking.
All the right in the world to act like a demon, to act like the devil. So this is the devil's work. And Cat Williams was absolutely right with his statement with regards to this specific issue. And I amen that. Okay. So we were all looking forward to the come up of this amazing, brilliant actor. Came out of nowhere, right? And it's just as fast as he came, is as fast as he left. And so I just want to give some advice to my sisters. If you ever think that the behavior of this woman is okay, something's wrong with you, baby. And if you behave the same way, I'm one of those sisters that where I'll either beat your ass myself if I have the time, or I'm going to condone somebody slapping you back. I will. Mic is off.
Damn, I like that. Ain't nothing like a strong back slap too. You know what I mean? But Ruby, you're definitely on point with that, man. Because where was like the convictions like for her? Like where was the I'm losing my words on this one, but pretty much like where's the punishment? In other words, why? I get it. Again, everyone's eyes is focused on John the Majors. He's the all-star. I get it. But yeah, it's like in this point, right, there's like no like accountability of what she done wrong. And honestly, there's not going to be no accountability on her part. And that's the unfortunate truth of it. Plus,
but I think what people kind of missed. Oh, go ahead, Von. We'll let Von Eric go. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Support. Go ahead, Jared. Go ahead.
No. You good. I want to hear your point of view.
First, I think as far as his lawyer, I think that remains to be seen because it was a lot of information that they did not allow in. So he cannot force a judge to put in evidence that will pretty much probably clear Jonathan. So just like Alan Dorschwitz said months ago, he said the court system now, the way it's going, is you can be innocent, but if the judge won't allow the evidence in, you can be guilty. And plus, they have psychiatrists that actually sits in courts and pick the juries. So they pretty much know if you're a person that's going to do guilty or innocent. Bootsy used one of these psychiatrists. He paid like $20,000 and when in his court case. But that's one thing. But he's doing an interview. This is interesting. He's doing an interview on ABC, and Disney owns ABC and Marvel. So that's kind of crazy. Why would you do a personal interview with the company that fired you? or got rid of the contract. So that's interesting when it comes to that right there. First of all, and then the second, like what she was saying, I forgot her name. What was the woman that was on?
Ruby.
Ruby. As far as the woman, they gave her immunity. They wanted to charge her, but they gave her immunity to testify against him. So it's a lot of things that's going on within this case that we don't even actually to make a conclusion, the right conclusion, because we don't know everything that's going on in this case. But it's funny how Jonathan and a lot of people look at it and say, oh, he's the aggressor. But when the cops hit people and stuff like that, they always say, well, we don't see, we need to see more. The tape doesn't say it all, which this tape, which we see with him, doesn't say it all. Why would you not allow the audio in? Why just the motions, but not the audio? Because the audio could be saying a lot of things that could clear him, but there's a lot of things that's going on in this case that it's not adding up and doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Good point, man. I mean, all these is a bunch of good points, man. And real quick too. Also, peace and prosperity to the legendary Truth and
Shout out to
Nexus.
Truth.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Truth, man. So happy holidays to you and your family, man. Your loved ones, Truth. So salutes to you. Also, if anybody want to come up, the link is in the chat as well too. So feel free to come through.
He should do this interview on Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Shannon Sharp be making people comfortable, man.
Right. That's when you should go and do the interview. But because Kat did speak on this, he got a lot of people, like the woman, I don't know as far as how she started out. Was she nice and then she involved to the person that we are saying that how she is? I don't know. I don't know what type her personality. So it might have been things or signs he haven't seen, or he could have been breaking up with her, but she was stalking him. Everywhere he go, she was at. So, and he was probably trying to leave her, or he probably did break up with her, but she didn't accept no. Who do you think you're going to tell me no? Or after all the things I've done for you, you're just not going to just walk away from this relationship. So it's a lot of things that could have been happening going on.
Nah, I gotta give him the fault, because at first, I think everybody got solid points because there's so many different angles, but I think he's with Megan Good now.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that part too, but yes, he is with Megan Good.
Yeah, so that just shows a pattern of bad selection. That's what I'm saying.
Look, Megan Good is not a good selection.
Nah, definitely, man, attractive and stuff, but as far as her dating history and stuff, it just seemed like he grabbed somebody real quick, because yeah, I don't think he got the best pattern, man.
He put like a Young Jeezy move, man, because if you think about it, when Young Jeezy on his interview with Nia Long, he was like, "Hey, to my black sisters, right? When we're struggling is when we need y'all the most, or something. Some type of BS that he said in the line." And so I think at this point, again, I'm not trying if it was racially motivated for whatever reason, but if you think about it, when he was pretty much at his best, look who he was with. Even though this is the same woman that pretty much broke him down. Now it's like he's broken. So it's like it almost feels like in the naked eye that now you're running to the black sisters to try to save you, or to try to get your support from the black community. And some people look at him like he's corny for that.
Yeah, that's what Kat was saying too. But I don't know, because first of all, I don't know how long they was dating. They might have been dating before. He might have broke up with the girl and she found out about Megan. So I don't know when they started dating. But is to Megan's credit. As Megan, she has been around. She is considered, been around in the Hollywood streets. But have she been in anything that involved what he went through with this woman?
No, she wasn't involved in that.
No, I'm talking about, has she ever been involved in a relationship, a domestic relationship like he went through with this woman? Yes, she's been around, but you never heard her in a domestic relationship or hitting or anything like that I know of.
Yeah, no, I don't. She really hasn't been in no, I'll say controversy or nothing like that. So I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm. Now we have a question from Grey Pill, because I guess I don't know if it was one of us or maybe someone in chat, but he says question is, gave her immunity from exactly what? And it probably was somewhere in the comments, right? Because I know someone mentioned about like she could have she should have had like a certain type of sentence, but somebody said the word immunity, and I don't know.
Yeah, I said they gave her immunity because he called the police on her. Remember, and they was going to charge her.
So hopefully that answers the question.
When the prosecutor decided to charge him, right? They gave her immunity.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, if you could if you go on Roller Mart, the woman on there, she talks about it. She talks about that. She's been there in the trial and everything, and she said they gave her immunity.
Okay, I get it. So basically, as long as she was able to throw him under the bus, have some receipts to testify against him, then that's her immunity, her get out of jail.
Right.
Not like she went to jail in the first place, but it's kind of like a get out of jail free card.
Right. Because remember, she didn't charge him. She didn't charge him. The prosecutors, the DA charged him.
Yeah. But he says it doesn't answer my question. I need to look into that because it doesn't sound true. So basically, Grey Pill just doesn't believe that she had like some type of immunity that prevented her from like getting, a certain type of sentence that Jonathan Majors got. Or
the lady who's been there said that the cops wanted to charge her, but they didn't charge her.
Okay. He says name of the channel. Oh, great Pill. If you want to, come up, man, feel free to come up, right? So then you could probably, respond like some of these questions. Roland what, Martin?
Yes, Roland Martin.
Okay. That's not how one gets immunity. Okay. So we got somebody that disagrees with you, Vaughn, but hey, I mean, feel free to come up, Grey Pill. The link is pinned not pinned, but it is in the chat somewhere.
Yeah, I was looking at Megan Good's like dating past. She was with Lil Wayne, supposedly like Lil Wayne, Nick Cannon, 50 Cent. So yeah, that's what.
Yeah, she's been around, but she has not been in.
Yeah, she just broke up with I forgot
that preacher. Yeah,
Devon Franklin, something like that.
They was married, matter of fact.
Yeah, they was married for like 9 years or something.
Yeah, Devon Franklin, he the one who filed for divorce for her.
Oh, see, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I thought she filed.
No, he filed.
He filed.
Like that's a big thing. Like when a man files a divorce against a spouse,
Yep.
Usually it'd be like the other way around, but that means, man.
I thought they both, came to a conclusion just because what was it? Reconcile differences or something like that. How it goes? Where both of them comes to agreement, or what? Or he just went and filed.
Yeah, it's saying he filed. So
it says he filed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means that brother was like, I can't take this.
She gotta go, man. She's destroying my legacy, man, and Yeah, there's so much you
Well,
can only pull with him, you know.
I think he had problems from the start. But remember, because when they did it was something that they did, and she got called out as far as how she was dressed. This is when they first got married.
Yeah, but he know who he chose, man, and I mean, you can't really like put the blame on her like 100%. So like that's pretty much like all on him, because you're supposed to be like and this is what I'm talking about these like celebrity preachers or whatever. You or I guess these preachers that's well known, whatever the case is. I mean, he is a celebrity in my case, right? Because we know him. You're supposed to be like a man of God, but you know what type of whore she is. So, and she's an industry whore. So, if I'm preaching, I'm telling people about like to stay away from the Jezebels and all kinds of like walks of life that's going to pretty much destroy my walk with Jesus or God or whatever you want to call him, then I need to be around with someone that's like-minded like myself. Instead of getting to your lustful desires like to your celebrity crush. And I think he was just pretty much like fangirling when he had the opportunity to get with Megan Good. So in his compromise, it's like, well, okay, she's actress or movie star, and she's about that life. I'm not saying Megan Good's a bad person, but she's gonna do what's best for her for the industry. It's not gonna be what's best for you and your relationship with God.
Yeah, I definitely think he was a fan at that moment, because I'm pretty sure like he comes across women that presents themselves more in line with like the church or something. Well, I know she did like go back to Christianity or whatever, because they said she's been kind of living in that lane, but I still think like he was starstruck. I do agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like this comment right here with CCD's talking about. That's facts, man.
He says one of the worst things you can do is become famous. You're always worried. You're always going to lose it, and you can't trust anyone.
Yeah, I just think that how you handle the situation. To me, I mean, I think people should take points from LeBron James. He hasn't been in any scandals or anything like that. So I just think how you handle the situation. I think too many people be in places where they should not be, and they know they shouldn't be there. So why go there? So it depends on how you know the game and how you play it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Vaughn, and that's where I'm kind of alluding to, because like a lot of times, man, we like I said, typically things don't escalate that quick to like a situation like this. There's typically boundaries are getting crossed much earlier, so it's just like, man, because like she was kind of comfortable, like I said, getting in his face and stuff like that. So I mean, I think he, it just spiraled out of control from this moment. But there was definitely buildup where, like you're saying, man, you gotta. You start seeing them signs, man. You gotta handle these situations differently, because like you gotta get to the point of you're restraining somebody and he's pretty jacked up. Like, man, it's just not gonna be good optics, and you're gonna lose that battle as a guy. Like,
yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's true. If someone show you signs, and especially more than one time, 3 times, 4 times, you do have to. And I think like what Kat was saying, I was wondering why he was probably with her. He was probably with her to be for his career, or to build his image up. And I think he probably picked the wrong person, especially when you pick someone and you trying to build your image up, and you think this person's going to build your image, and you're not checking who this person is on the inside, what type of attitude they got, way of life they've been in, where they was raised. You haven't actually vetted and talked to this person because you so focused on building your image. And when you do that, that backfires. And it may have backfired on him.
You know what? Also, I think it is, man. Because that's a good point, man. I think definitely wasn't no vetting, but I think it's a lot of ego that be going to this stuff. Because I think when probably especially with like guys that become celebrities, I think they look at, like you saying, they don't check females' backgrounds, and they're not asking like, hey, what happened with your last relationship? To see if anything spiraled out of control or anything. It's almost to a certain degree where a lot of guys I see, like, oh man, she'll treat me different, I'm so and so, and then like you said, they align with somebody for the image stuff and all the wrong reasons, and then when that situation happens, man, it just takes them by surprise, because they typically are like, hey, I'm a celebrity, they should be like a ooh and ah with me, but they don't understand, like, a lot of times people come in your life to like take advantage of you, especially you getting money like that, you a well-known commodity and stuff. So I totally agree with you talking about.
He went to Yale too. They said he went to. He went to Yale for theater. I think he went to Yale.
Yeah, he went to some prestigious school, because I was looking at that. So definitely, man, he was, like you said, was on that right trajectory, man. So yeah, I just hate seeing these type of cases, man, where you see guys that's on that come up. It's like, man, they make that wrong selection, and then all of a sudden it just blows up like this.
Yeah.
Well, man.
I do agree. And you have to watch. It's just like, I just seen something on LeBron James' wife, Savannah, and they were saying she don't take no pictures with men. If men try to come up to her and take a picture, no. Now she'll take a picture with women, but men, she don't even take a picture. And I was like, wow. I was like, wait a minute. I never did see her ever. And they show her when men try to take a picture, she go no. So I guess that's somewhat, but even you agree or disagree with that, I think I could see what they're saying. They protecting their image, and she's protecting, both of them protecting each other's image, and she is. No, don't even try that. Don't even try to take it, because that you'll put that out there and blah blah blah. What can go out in the social atmosphere? So I think you have to pay attention on your image and the things that you do. I thought what Cat Williams was saying in that interview that he did with Shannon Sharp, and the things that he has done, but the things that he said, because everybody felt that Cat Williams wasn't always not there, he was on drugs, but when he said, have you ever heard anybody giving me drugs or doing drugs with me? I was like, damn, I haven't. That's a good point. But people gravitate on what they first read and just go with it.
Yeah, that's the society we live in, man. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of it myself, man. Because I know just Cat Williams, when he got a fight with that kid, a little kid wrapped him up. I was like, man, what's going on with him? Because he had a string of like little incidents that was going on. So, that's why sometimes we ain't got time to dissect people's lives and stuff. So it's just like, if you do see certain things, man, it is gonna, people are gonna attach certain things with you. But yeah, maybe we do need to kind of like calm down and not be so fast to make those judgments.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see Sugar Bum's comment? I forgot about those texts, because they said his texts were pretty incriminating also. So
yeah, but I would like to see that, because you can put text together and actually, I would like to see the entire text to get a conclusion as far as,
Yeah, get some type of clarity as opposed to like to reading like the headlines.
Right.
Which most people will do.
Right.
I mean, regardless, like with the text like being incriminating or not, it just, you putting yourself in a situation where it just makes you look bad, it's always going to be incriminating. Whether if you was originally in the wrong or not. You got to learn how to operate like, smoothly as a person who's trying to live a life of success. And when you're not living that type of life that's smooth, then this is what's going to happen.
But how do you vet your someone? Because when you're famous like that, you got so many people coming at you, in many different ways and angles. How do you take the time to vet and not just your person that you're trying to get with, even friends, even people that you associate with, even people that's not you trying to get with? How do you vet and what questions that you should ask? Because remember, it's like when you first meet someone, it's like going to a job interview. You putting up your best who you are. So you don't know if the person's going to come up to you, it's going to give you the best. So how do you vet these persons as time go on? Because someone could be one place, could be a certain way one day, and then 3 months from now be totally different.
Before I answer a question, salutes to Quantum Love. So we see you in the building. Shout out to you.
Quantum.
And Wally, we see you as well. Shout out to you, bro.
What do you do, man? What's good?
Yeah.
It's good, fella.
Here's the thing, right? Even though no matter what you do, like as far as with people, you never know when people's going to change their flip up. This is why, as I'm saying like earlier, is that you as a person, right, got to move accordingly. You as a person got to operate in a manner where it's like you protect yourself. You can't change, and you can't always going to probably find like the right potential, the right person that's actually going to be a part of like your plan, as what John the Majors will mostly say. But the thing is that like, okay, you know that you're in a situation now where you can't really trust a lot of people around your circle. The friends that you had before, you may have to leave them because they may not be a part of your purpose. They may not be the type of friends that's going to help you to succeed, that's going to help you to elevate. And you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to have to pass a lot of judgment calls. But it just, unfortunately, it is what it is like in the industry. Now, we're all giving our own personal speculations, but we haven't got to a level where Jonathan Majors was at.
But that you got a good question, Von, and I think going back to the LeBron example, I think like just starting with friends, it's like you give them like specific tasks and jobs where it's just like, hey, you want to be around me, you're going to be contributing. You're going to have to learn some skill sets. And then, like I think his two boys, Maverick and I forgot the Rich Paul, being an agent. Right. They went out there and executed. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure like he had other people around, but they probably were like, man, I'm not doing that. So I think sometimes you got to give people tasks like that and give them like roles and responsibilities. And then, people will start weeding themselves out because, if people are there for the wrong reason and don't want to, pump back into you if you're giving them opportunity, they're going to start weeding themselves out. You're going to be able to spot some of that. And I think for like, I'll say females, as far as vetting, you can't act off of your desires or the wrong intentions. So like even what we were mentioning before, it's like if he's like just trying to get with some type of female because he's looking at how I look at his image business wise instead of looking for them good characteristics, right. You're kind of in a losing situation, to begin with, or, just based off of the female's looks, So a lot of times I think when people start going in that realm, they just totally ignore like the good qualities that you would need from your significant other or something. Right. So yeah, I think that's the way you got to kind of vet. Just be like, hey man, like what attributes do they have? Like what relationships did you have in the past? Did they end on a positive note? Mm-hmm. And so I think that would kind of help eliminate people.
Yeah, that's it. Y'all gonna pull that text message thing up, or y'all gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna pull up in a second. But Wally, do you have anything you want to add to it?
I mean, shoot. I mean, where are you guys in the conversation? Because I just don't want to jump in like wherever.
Well, let me ask you something, Wally. What's your overall take with the whole situation with John Majors? How it kind of played off?
Yeah. So my overall take with it is, I mean, on one side, I could see like where, as far as the ruling, honestly, it could have went to Jonathan Major's side, but at the same time, I'm like, well, when you look at the video, it's like, well, that's what you get for putting hands on a woman. Because at the end of the damn day, some people are just gonna rule that way. So you mean it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But you did, so you screw yourself up on that situation. Regardless if you're the one running away or you're trying to get away from the woman for whatever reasons whatsoever, however it is. But I mean, I do remember the time when me and Marcus have reacted to this, as far as even when the time when they labeled the situation with they were in the car and he was trying to get away and she was trying to do this, or the alleged bruises and scars, quote unquote, that were placed. So just that overall, just seeing that, coming back to it, I'll say like this, right? It's like if there was something going on where allegedly that there was another person in the mix, or however it may be, for whatever reason that she had to go attack him for his phone. I mean, 9 out of 10, this had to happen like previously beforehand. So if it did, or something familiar to that situation happened, where there's an issue, then my thing is eventually there has to be something where you had to sit there and say why you stayed. Like if you know this was happening and this can cause you some conflict, why do you stay? Because you just can't let it keep happening like this every time. But I believe that was more than one instance.
Yeah, I'm with Wally on that. That's what I'm saying. This just didn't escalate to this point. Like this, the first incident.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point. I'm glad you guys to bring that up, because it's not like you went through maybe, and I don't know how long they've been together, so I'm gonna probably just convert to months, hypothetically. Let's say you've been in a relationship for months and everything's all lovey-dovey. Now, like, you get one bad instant and all this stuff happens. Nah, it probably was a build-up, because for that to escalate that, and then you running like doing a 40-yard sprint. I mean, come on, like there was some layers of toxicity that was already going on. So that definitely needs to be addressed.
No, because man, the funny thing, like when this came out, like I asked a few females, I'm like, hey, would you ever chase a guy like that? They were like, hell no. Like if I found out something, I'm gone. So that's what I'm saying. Like for somebody to chase somebody like that after whatever unfolded in the car, man, there's something going on in that mind, man. That's what I'm saying. That person, there were some qualities, like Wally was saying, there was some buildup before that, man. Like
because there's something else I wanted to think about too, because that was another thing I wanted to add. Because when I know they when they went to court, I was wondering if they even decided to even show the text message that she was quote unquote mad about. Like think about it, right? If you went for his phone because of a certain text message, did they reveal that certain text message and what was going on in that text message? Because if they didn't, then because I would really rather see that text message, because I think if there was nothing really there was no real reason for you to go for his phone.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I would like to see the text message.
Yeah, I would like to see that. But the point is, regardless, you cannot, regardless of what the person is, you are not supposed to put your hands on anybody.
No, absolutely.
Regardless. So regardless of how their relationship is, that is different when it comes to being convicted of something and not allowing certain evidence in there. Just like Wally just pointed out, as far as that text message, I would like to see that also, and other evidence that wasn't allowed. So it's still different. I understand what y'all are saying. People putting themselves in positions that they should not be, especially famous, and you're trying to keep up a good image, because your image is everything when you're in the spotlight. It's everything. So I can understand that, but that is separate as far as within the court of law, though.
But this is all John. I'm telling you, man, he got no. Because I'm even thinking about I've been married like 20 years, man. My wife never went through my phone, like. So the fact that she would just have access like that, that's what I'm saying, man. This is it's weird when you start thinking about it.
But your wife has and a very secure, and she's secure within herself. And your wife is not this woman that is not secure. So your wife is secure because she is secure within herself, plus who you are as a man. You see what I'm saying? And she feel that security. This woman has not, and that probably have to be like what you said, for as vetting. It could be something that she was raised, or she could be a narcissist, because they will chase you.
Yeah, because if you think about it, right? Because I had seen the text message, because I have to keep up with the news because of I far when there was in the court. Because if you see the text messages and some instances of everything else, you can tell, like, just like based upon what is being said and everything else that's going on, that there's a lot of things going on with her.
Yeah.
Like, you can definitely sense that. Like, there's a lot of things going on with her. And, you know, something ain't just right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, M3, you want to pull those up real quick? Yeah, because
Yeah, definitely, for sure. On a side note, Quantum Love did say that, you know, same shit that Riri and Chris Brown had, you know, and it all started with these cell phones, man, checking through these brothers' phones. Y'all gonna learn today, man. Y'all gonna learn. But let's go ahead and pull this up. All right. So we'll get a little bit closer. And also, too, another side note is like, why every face, right, that you see on Jonathan Majors, why his face gotta look stupid?
yeah, he got that goofy look, man, straight up.
I know, man. Come on, man. You're making people with the big look bad right now, man. You know. But anyways, he says, let's see, blue. I think blue is Jonathan Majors, or blue is
Yeah, blue is his, and then the other ones would be I think the female, I believe, give or take.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The gray one would be hers.
Okay, so Jonathan says, I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so, or don't trust me to. I promise I will never mention you, but I understand your fear.
Is that her or Jonathan?
That's Jonathan.
Yeah,
That would definitely have to be Jonathan.
In the blue?
Yeah,
Mhm.
blue. Yeah.
I thought you said that he said monster or something. Someone said that he said he was a monster, and I thought that was
No, but that's what the comments dictated, as far as like when you read the messages. I think that's what they're saying, like he's a monster in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more to it. So let's see. You can't reject love if there's no real love. It's just lip service. I gave you love last night and this morning before I got out of bed. When you got up, you were not full of love at all. Okay, she's texting him, yeah. I didn't feel it at all. You could have just given me a hug or walked close to me or asked me if you could have given me a hug, not the other way around. It works both ways. I would probably mind myself. It's not really contemplating anymore. Okay. And hold on for 1 second. Trying to scroll down real quick. Okay. All right. Here's more. Sophisticated you want to read this part?
Yeah, give me 1 second. So the black might actually be Jonathan Majors.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Or like switched over or something. Yeah, because I'll go ahead and read it. Because let me start.
Oh, wait. You're right, because
Are you sure?
okay, let me clarify real quick.
Wait, why would he need to go to the doctors though?
No. Wait. Okay, because see, look, if you look at the text, right, it's showing what's being received, what's being delivered by Jonathan Major. So Jonathan is the black one.
Right.
The blue one is from his girl.
Right.
Because on the top part, yeah, it's Jonathan.
No. Because I'm seeing the other text message. So okay, yeah, that's probably him. That's what. Yeah. Okay. So fine.
Yeah.
But look, I'll go ahead and I'll start reading it. It says, okay, right here. You can't reject love if there is no real love. It's just lip service. I gave you love. Hold on, you already read that. Did we get to the part where he's okay? I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I am killing myself soon. I've already put things in motion. And then the paragraph after that. Scroll back up, M3, because I think you would.
That went too far?
No, keep going down because
Yeah, keep going down.
yeah, keep right there. Yeah. So that's where I was just reading the "I'm a monster" part.
Okay.
So underneath that's where she's addressing him because it's like, Jonathan, you can't say this. I'm going to have to call someone. I'm sorry for not hugging you this morning. Yeah, damn, this dude's off. I really am. I was sleepy and disoriented by the fact that you thought I would break your necklace. I love you so much, obviously. What do you mean you put this in motion? God.
Wait.
God damn.
I'm sorry. It's just it's just the way how it sounds, right? If you kind of read that, be like, "Hey, man, this is what it all started, man."
Yeah,
they did a fuck this morning, and that's where it went ballistic. Right?
yeah, that's someone that's looking for sympathy.
Yeah.
It sounds like he needs to go. I sound like he needs to go see a psychiatrist on that one right there, or he's playing victim or looking for sympathy.
I mean, the way I'm looking at this now, just hearing this like out loud, I mean, whoever he was talking to, more likely was consolidating his feelings, and then she wasn't with that. This is how I'm hearing this.
Yeah, that's why, like, because at first I was like, we're reading, and I'm like, okay, you know, it sounds like a chick. But then when I started looking at the bottom, the blue is her, like, addressing him, like, hey, I'm sorry I hugged you this morning, oh sensitive ass.
Yeah, sound like he's
you know, at first, right?
Oh,
I
man.
swear I thought the gray was her, but then I was looking at my own phone and I realized, oh, wait a minute. No, the gray is actually him sending that because that's how it shows up in the phone, right?
You know what?
that's that one that do sound like a woman talking as far as why did you.
Because the moment you said all that, I'm thinking to myself, oh, yeah, that has to be her when she's saying that. I'm like, oh, wait, that's
Shout
him?
out to
Oh,
Sugar
cool.
Bum. Sugar Bum was right. Sugar Bum was like, look, read the text. I'm with Sugar Bum. Shout out.
Yeah. So he wanted a hug from his woman.
Well, I mean, I
know
can
it's more than that,
understand, but we just looking at the content. I feel Quantum. He's a what you call affection man. So.
But there's still more at the bottom. Listen, get to the second one. There's another string.
So that was the first one we read. That was the second one. This is the third. So again, okay, remember, he's the sorry, she's the one in black and John is blue. Oh no, I'm sorry, John is black. She's blue.
She's blue.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead. I'll start reading this. So it's like it's just fake, and you have, I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if I go to the hospital. They will ask questions, and I don't think you actually protect us. It could lead into investigation, even if you do lie and they suspect something. Then go into her little paragraph. It's like, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. Damn. That's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? So, okay, shit. This is incriminating.
Yeah.
This is off the cuffs as hell.
And then his last paragraph is like, I feel like you want to be together and to not embarrass yourself to everything you said to friends and family. Last night, I considered killing myself versus coming home. You said you needed love last night, and I put my feelings aside and tried to give you that. I need the love too, or maybe I'm such a monster and a horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just off myself. This is way too. This is too miserable. I want to, and that was the end of it, pretty much.
So pretty much, basically, what I was really saying is this the other way around. So he was the one that didn't want to detach from her for some.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
That's sad, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I can't do it like that. Then again, so he pretty much caused his own problems. He caused his own problems.
That's what I be trying to tell people, man. Things don't just blow up like that. Like typically, man, it's. I hate to say it, man. Like when dudes have that ego and. You know, they going for things for the wrong reason, man. They can't detach, man. Like you saying, Wally.
Nah, I mean, that is horrible. I mean, pretty much he destroyed his own career, basically.
Right. And let me put a disclaimer out there, right? Because since John was talking about pretty much deleting himself, okay. of course, here on this network, we never condone anyone to do any physical harm. We're all about uplifting people, doing fun reactions at this point. So if you guys ever feel like, life is too much for you to handle, and there's 1-800 like hotlines like for those self-deletion networks, but it's never worth like harming yourself because you felt like you did something horrible by mistake, in other words. And hopefully people on YouTube and other social media networks understand that I mean this is like a major, well, it was a major problem, and hopefully it never leads into those type of acts. So of course I had to put it out there.
A good point, because it's definitely serious. But like you said, man, go talk to somebody, get some help. Because it's just like if you don't address certain things, man, it's gonna spiral out of control, like this incident where it's just like, man, you had a promising career. If you did feel a certain way, go get that help. And a lot of this stuff could have been prevented. That's why I do like having these conversations, because I'm telling people like we got to stop focusing on the incidents and then start breaking it down to why like situations do happen, because prevention's where you need to be. Like,
right.
It seems like both of them need help.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, I really can't, by the technical, I really can't sit here and say it's both. It's just one side right now at this point. But my thing is, honestly,
because of the reason why I say both because I can see the text messages, but as far as the taping and things like that, and how she felt that she should be able to go on his phone and attack him as far as the video.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
I
agree with that, because I mean, again, like I said, there is something lingering with that, because if you are secure with yourself based upon how the way the text message was going, if she was secure within herself, she wouldn't be attacking him. It would just be a thing of words more than anything else, other than physical harm or whatever it may be, let alone to even then run after him. But my thing is even to the point of this is like, if he had this mindset one way or the other, I think honestly this is the problem where we have to start realizing you better start choosing people that are in the best care of your interest, because if you start talking like that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna start calling somebody to motherfucking meet you, because like real talk, like if you start talking that way, like automatically, let me call somebody, because no,
but
that ain't what it is. That's not how
but is she an actress too?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Is she an actress?
I think she was like close to the industry somehow. Like I can't remember what like position she had, but I don't think she was an actress though.
Because remember, we saying how he should vet, but shouldn't that also go to her also? If you see someone like what he's been acting, she should remove herself and see how, especially he called himself a monster. He doesn't deserve to be here. You see what I'm saying? That right there was, wait a minute, hold up.
That's what I was saying.
Taking yourself out, my brother, you could be taking, you might take me out with you. So that deserves an attention too within herself. Why is she staying in that type, just like man, why is she staying in that type of situation when she sees someone that's mentally disturbed as far as the way he's talking? I got to call somebody to get away.
Because that's true, because that's why I'm basically saying, like alluding to, because if you start hearing someone say that thing, like it don't matter. Like if I had to trick you to say, hey, look, come home, whatever, whoop-de-woo, all that stuff, but then I got a special care person like right here in the wing in the household that's here to talk to you. That's what I'm gonna do, because you can't be talking that stuff and then technically I'm in a relationship with you. Right. And then no, because then that's gonna be on me. Everyone's gonna look at me if you start doing something out of pocket. Because they're gonna be wondering, oh, did he did this, did he did that, all this other thing. That's gonna start being dependent on you. You gotta handle that when someone says something.
Yeah, like that. And like you said, sophisticated jerk.
Sugar bum. Oh Lord.
Sophisticated, when you said all of this has just started, it's been like this probably for a while on both sides. You know, so that's why I said both of them, because what are they thinking? Well, they think, well, as time go on, it'll get easy. As their career grows, it may get better, but to me, it would get worse, because you in a place that everybody wants a part of you when you get at a certain status. So when you're going to have time to set aside to talk to a psychiatrist or something like that, you wouldn't be able to, because everybody wants a piece of you. You got to do interviews. You got to go do a movie. You probably got to do a TV show or something like that. So maybe it's good. Maybe it was good for this to come out now, so both of them can get out pretty much.
Nah, because you spot on when you was saying some stuff, because like you said, for her to kind of like brush things under the rug and keep going with it. Yeah, time dude started complaining about the hugs and stuff. She should have been up out of there, you know? Like, yeah, she definitely should have moved on, because like he was exhibiting signs and stuff. So, man, that's why I'm saying when people attach to relationships for the wrong reason, it's, it's like putting a house on quicksand. She's there because of probably the fame. So she wanted to hold on for as long as because she know he's blowing up and he's there for the wrong reasons. It's just like, man, you get situations like this. So it's crazy.
Like Quantum alluded to that last statement she did, I can understand and see what she said, because at that point, it depends on your feelings, how your feeling is. You feel sorry for the person. So you really want to help the person. So you will stay there to help the person because you feel sorry for them. You may not want to be with them, but you feel sorry for them, that you want to stay and help them. That's a lot hard to deal with right there.
Because that's like breeding a trap, though. Because it's like you're literally engulfing someone to be in a trap with you, to stick with you, and all this, but which endangers you even further to be with that person. Which is why I said that the fact that she started hearing that, in my mind, you should have started calling for help to get that person help, lock them up in a nice bubble to talk it out, all that stuff, so then they can handle that situation, and then you can peacefully be able to walk away. Because if not, then you just taking the bigger pitfall than he is.
Right.
In addition.
Yeah, I agree with you, Wally, but I think I might dip. I might just like bounce.
Hey,
I'm gonna be on some J-Lo shit. What was that movie? Enough.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
But where would you dip though, Sophisticated? Would you dip like what? When you first see it, and how long would you be with it? Let's say you be with a person for a period of time, and then you see that sign and you dip. That could be dangerous in itself, right? Because you know what I'm saying? You spend a quality amount of time. Let's just say 3 months, 3 to 4 months. Let's just say 3 to 6 months you spent with this person and built that relationship strong, especially if that person feel deeply within the relationship, and you see the sign and just walk away. That person can snap right then and there.
Yeah, you can expect some stalking to happen, all types of
Right.
Hey, Wally definitely has the better plan. So I'm not saying like go my route. I'm just that's my instinct. I'm a runner, So I'm gonna jump off. It's probably not gonna work out. But, so please don't follow me. Listen to Wally. He's definitely right. Call somebody. But yeah, my dumb ass is gonna run.
He said,
"What up, Marcus?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
What's up, Marcus?
Pretty good, Marcus. How you doing, man?
Tell me
Good. Happy New Year.
This year as well, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Vaughn. That little Spanish right there, lingo. Just when I like hearing this kind of stuff, the whole case. If you kind of already didn't realize he kind of had some mental issues, then remember when he got to put that dress on. I don't know.
I forgot.
I don't know that any sane men, straight men who are sane like that are gonna not volunteer for that kind of stuff or get pushed that stuff in Hollywood. Get put that dress. I remember it was a huge talking stream for like a week or two.
Can you find that picture of M3?
Wait.
God. Oh, God. More trauma.
Hold on for a second.
More trauma.
He wore the dress too? Did I heard you say that?
Jonathan Majors on a magazine. He has to wear the dress.
It was a pink. It had a pink background. What?
With roses.
Yeah.
It was a pink background. I don't remember. Okay, hold on.
Well, it was like a pink. I don't know if it was a pink dress or a red dress, but it was a dress. Like
it was. Yeah, I think
that initiation dress, man. Oh,
is that the one that he did with Michael B. Jordan? It was Michael B. Jordan too. Somewhere around there. I think.
Well, I think it was on that Creed thing or around when
it was like a dress.
Yeah, when they had like the bromance promo.
No, that shit was like a dress, bro. Yeah, I don't give a shit what you say. I don't give a shit what you say.
Nah, it was not like that.
It was like a Scottish kilt or something, you know?
Right, that was like one of the longest kilts because I know kilts end by the kneecap. That shit was way past it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. Let me look that up though.
Yeah, I remember it was, and I think that what really went downhill when he did that because people was like, "Oh no."
Well, I'm not saying he was overwhelmingly majority like innocent, but I'm not saying he's overwhelmingly majority guilty either. He had like a quarter or a third maybe guilty,
right?
But you know that chick
had
her issues too, so I do agree that both are.
Ah, shoot, let me see.
Yeah, you got a point, Marcus. If that happened way before, I don't even know why we was discussing any of this. Talking about he was wearing a dress.
Yeah, because it was around like I think it was like a year ago or so. Like they were like less than a year ago. They were talking about it, and I'm like, man, the guy can't catch a break. And I'm like, another one, like another guy had to get caught in a dress, and that was part of that Hollywood initiation type thing we get pushed on. Shout out to Cat Williams though, man, because Cat Williams was saying a lot of stuff on Flip Shay Shay. Yeah, here we go again to full circle.
Yeah.
So you know, it's just a shame because the guy was such a promising actor. I was watching him, I think, since like Lovecraft Country, and that came out like in 2019. And I think that was like a really hit show. And something happened, and a lot of stuff was happening, and the next thing you know, he was confirmed for that. But you know, some people said he has some weird tendencies, but who's to call something weird for somebody else? So some people probably brush it under the radar. And then, you know, and then like the chick too, man, like the chick when she's running after him, trying to control his phone, she was saying that she was going to hurt herself and delete herself. The way I would do it is I would start making, like, do what white people do, make a post on social media when they want to complain about something. And I'll be like, hey, I'm in terror. I'm in fear of my life. And I want to get out of this relationship. So if anybody hears me and sees me, I'm here on Facebook and I'm here on social media. I'm here on Twitter or X. I'm here doing all this kind of things so I can leave a trail of proof, you know, that leads to the delusion.
Shout out to Marcus watching Dateline.
Hey, whatever helps, you know. Chris Hansen, you know, hey, take a seat over there, sir, please.
Right.
I'll do this, you know. So I'm just saying I would do those kind of proper steps because I do not want to be the guy getting the Gayle King interview, you know, on the other hand. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me.
All right. So, you know, courtesy of Wally, man, for pulling up the, you know, the disturbing images, man, of what celebrities have to go through. Well, you know, heterosexual male celebrities have to go through in order to gain your initiation if you try and get that bag. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Wally, if you don't mind, can you are you able to zoom in on that?
I don't think he wants to zoom in completely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might be as big as it goes, but we catch the gist of it.
Yeah, I don't think we want to get bigger than that.
Yeah. I get it. So.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's the other image too, like further down. If you go to the left side of the images, there's the other one, and you see it. And all of a sudden, like they were trying to, like, I think, ask him some questions in the interview in regards to like this gender pronoun world and affirmation to it, and you know, as well as confirmation stuff. It was so weird. You know how that shit goes, bro.
Yeah.
Let me pull some up real quick. All right, let me see. Y'all keep talking, but let me see.
So, Marcus, overall, do you think, like, just going back to the overarching situation, do you think he was kind of wrong to like manhandle her, like put her back in the Jeep or the SUV. Did you ever see the clip, how it kind of came out?
Well, I just talked to my publicist and my PR agent, so I'm going to say that maybe that might not have been the best way to handle it. But I understand if you're trying to like have her sit down and seated in the car. Now, if you're going to do the whole like the Kane or Undertaker chokeslam type thing, I would say dial it down, but put her in the car and then you leave and say, hey, I'm out of here. And you leave a message texting her phone saying, hey, I'm out of here. And then you get out of there. And then if you want to call somebody else to come pick you up and say, have a third witness, you know, saying, hey, I got to get out of here. And then just, I had to leave her. You know, she wasn't left on the street and in the area that she was in New York City, even though she's a grown woman. But yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but this is not really connected to Hollywood. This is actually connected to an anime. This is one.
That was through the magazine though, the magazine line.
Well, I know that.
But,
no, but I'm saying,
but
there's an actual
my
connection
point.
to this boy.
What was he about to play this character or something?
No, so basically he sort of dressed up like the anime character on the right hand side here. So that's why he was in that type of color wear. I mean, his clothing wear. That's why he was in that clothing wear. He was dressed like this guy.
Okay.
All the straight men on the panel, would you wear this?
Oh hell to the no.
Okay. Fair. There you go. See, there you go.
No, that's not my. That's not. I don't dress like that. That's not my.
And why is that, Vaughn? Why is that, Vaughn?
Because I'm from Baltimore.
Well, besides the wire. Shout out to you. Besides that,
Stringer Bell's little brother.
A little bit, right? Well, I'm a little shocked right now. But okay, M3. Why wouldn't you want to wear this?
Well, one, it's not my style. Two,
You like women, right?
About Jasmine. Oh well, of course.
Shout out to Mrs. M3.
But I mean, I ain't gonna wear no ridiculous like Japanese outfit. But I understand that the whole premise of Hollywood is to pretty much
feminize the straight man,
make you tap into your inner feminine side, and just bring it all the way out, like this guy over here is.
But is that really Hollywood, or is it just like some of these dudes, man? Just
no, that's awesome.
Man, I'm thinking about some of the people, man. You Denzel ain't doing no shit like this.
Would you wear this, sophisticated jerk?
Nah, man. Like,
why?
If I want to do some anime, I'm putting on like the Goku outfit, Vegeta, some shit like that. I don't. You don't gotta go this route.
Yeah, Wally, would you wear this?
Yes, you like?
No.
Why wouldn't you wear this, Wally?
Because one, I mean, if I'm talking about this on a whole another spectrum, well, let's be honest. If you're looking at the whole outfit, I'm not wearing no female-looking heels. And I don't know if that dude's wearing any type of heels on his feet, but I'm not wearing.
Okay, translation: Wally doesn't want to look like a WWE diva, so we've all confirmed the fact that none of us want to be on here looking like that.
Exactly.
Well, I think he had some type of shoes though, but I'm not for sure it was heels or what. But I mean,
they're called
knee-high boots.
Okay,
he had on knee-high boots
like
and a
cowboyish type boots, but even then, it's like,
So look, man. I mean, look. At least he wasn't out here like like dressing like the Mega Man shoes or whatever, right?
Well, basically, he wasn't in a dress. That's all I'm saying.
Right, it wasn't a dress. Now it's not a dress.
But they were like knee-high boots, weren't they?
I think they platformed.
I can't even tell because they're combined with the pants.
Yeah, what they platforms he had on? Like they did back in the 70s and stuff like that.
Quantum Love said we capping up here. She said we went in the industry. We gonna put this shit on, get that bread.
Fuck out of here. Hell, fuck no, we ain't.
But like you said, Denzel, you right. Denzel wouldn't wear that, but Denzel from another generation. I think what M3 is saying, as far as where Hollywood is going, what you say, M3? They trying to get people to focus on their inner feminine side. I think that's what they trying to.
It's more like I know I did say like focus on the inner feminine, but it's more like advertising like the feminine. So it's like they want you to tap into your inner feminine, so that could be well advertised and let other men know that, hey man, yo man, it's okay to be feminine. Yo man, it's okay to be whatever, right? You know where I'm coming from.
Right.
Salute the feminists.
Was
what
Michael
does it say?
Jackson?
What does it say on that? Does it have the headline on that picture or that magazine? What does it say?
Yeah. No, the headline of it on X right now is basically saying Jonathan Majors pay homage to One Piece Do Flamingo in a new Photoshop.
Well, he definitely gave us a One Piece Flamingo spread shot right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's what all that was. I mean, it wasn't a perfect cosplay, but even then, it wasn't.
I wouldn't even call it perfect or cosplay.
So who's that? What the cartoon character? Who is that? And what is that character?
It's One Piece.
And what? Oh, that's the character. The cartoon character's name. One Piece.
Yeah, no. That's where the show come from. His name is Do Flamingo.
And what does he do?
Now, I don't really know too much of One Piece, even though I'm in anime. I don't really follow One Piece like that, so I don't really know about
Yeah, what's his special power?
All I
Throwing
know is his
handbags and
special
shit at
power
villains?
is, well, he looks like he's a mental health case. So we're gonna go back to the round circle of what's going on
I
right
mean,
now.
just by looking at him, he looks like some freaking
Villain.
Well, villain and some type of fucking pirate pimp, because that's how they usually always do this. Like every sometime a dude wears pink, pirate pimp type, a pimp type.
Pirates do like the booty, aka treasure.
Oh God!
Yep, there you
that's
go.
what I'm trying. Cause see, I'm trying to coordinate as far as what they trying to bring out here with that cartoon.
You know what they say, Vaughn? BTB,
Well, remember,
bring
it
that booty.
was Jonathan that was the one that chose them, so that's
okay.
Yeah, see, he did that like that wasn't a promo shoot or nothing.
Oh, okay.
That
That was more like, hey, I'm being held. No, that was being held hostage or a hobby. Which one is it, jerk?
Are very feminine.
Huh? What you say, Riley?
No. Sugar Bum talking about the Japanese anime males are very feminine. Don't you dare. Not most. it's near few of those men in anime.
I think some.
I mean, they're definitely very like metrosexual. You know what I mean? So.
Who,
oh yeah, evidence. Hey, pull up the picture again. Pull up that picture again.
Hey, look, I'll tell you right now. Like, if you talk about like JoJo, something like JoJo anime, like okay, yeah, you could definitely say like some of them, the way how they move and stuff. Like, okay, fine, yeah, not a more high level majority.
Wait. Who we talk about? Japanese man?
No, not.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Not the actual men in real life.
Oh, okay.
Hey, real quick though, back to the details of the conversation though. It did not help him in his case because that was used against him.
What the text messages?
Yeah, because like when she was when they were saying how she got hurt through the cutting behind her ear and then on the finger, they threw out the ear part, but they based it on the fact that the assault, which is in the minor third degree, was the finger being hurt, which was bruised, I guess. And then the other one was harassment. No, the other one was the other count, which is a minor that under his when the judge found him guilty. Don't even pay attention to her while you rest in your masculinity. But like I said,
yeah, rest that Xbox.
Like I said, yeah. And then like the third, the other, because there was like 4 counts total. They were trying to give him 5 counts because you know how like district attorneys and stuff, the state, they try to it's kind of like stat packing in the NBA, but instead it's charge packing. Right. But you try to pack as many charges as you can. That way, 1 or 2 will probably stick, and they'll have to take the conviction. Right. Whether it's a plea bargain or not.
Plea bargain, right.
So like by the overwhelming majority or odds, maybe 1 charge will stick. In this case, the 2 minor offenses stuck. They said it's up to 1 year in jail he's probably facing, which I don't know if he'll take any jail time. And if he does, maybe a few months. But if not, they'll have him probably do like some to make it look good on his resume to not make it look as bad. Right. Because he is supposed to be responding. He's going to be making his first response. They're saying it's this weekend, either today or tomorrow. So we'll see what happens, but he could be offered classes like anger management, maybe get a restraining order put on him because of the quote unquote harassment and stuff in the assault. Because it's deemed under, I don't know if it's deemed under severe like domestic violence, especially in the state over there in New York, but that's what they were talking about. However, people in general, they just hear the word assault and they're going to paint a picture like if it's right. SA or severe like woman battery. Like this isn't battery charges, even not even that. It's not even battery. It's a simple lower like assault, which I'm still not for. I'm still not for attacking anybody or hitting anybody in a relationship. I'm not for that. Right. But the way that was painted the picture, and then she recanted her statements in court when that was happened.
Yeah.
She recanted them. She took them back, and she's like, no. So the state is the one that decided to press on the charges and pick up the case.
Okay.
Yeah, she even ran away for a moment and tried to escape the freaking charges.
I said this before too. You know how he was He Who Remains in that Loki show? It should be She Who Remains, because she's the one that's living out.
Right.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, she's like the fact that they had this actor law in New York and the state of New York where you can basically be like a sacrificial lamb and you can be put as Me Too, and they'll still have to make an example, even though you could be fully exonerated or fully innocent. Right. With no substantial evidence against you, because that's what it was supposed to be based on, substantial evidence.
Didn't they go to him with a plea deal before while he was in this, and he did not accept it?
Well, yeah, and then later, they offered him a plea deal, but it's like no, because he wanted to fight it.
Right.
And then I was thinking, if I was him, I would. His defense team did not do a good job of representing him either. They did not do a good job at all. Like, if I was him, I would have hired Johnny Depp's lawyer.
That's what
that's
what people were saying that he should.
Oh, okay.
But and then on top,
she didn't get what came out on her. She didn't get dropped.
Yeah, because so the courts called her into the court, and they basically just wanted to use her as like that pamphlet look of like the battered woman or some shit, and it wasn't even the case for that kind of stuff. So I don't know, like those kind of Tyler Perry movies where you see the chick standing in the corner, and like all sad and shit. Like, that's, you can't do that shit. Like in court, that's a way of influencing the jury, which you're not supposed to do like that.
Right. But you see the stuff that came out on her, but she didn't get dropped.
But I mean, well, let's be honest here, right? Because like as much as evidence and as much as evidence he had against her, even with the cab driver or the actual driver of his, whoever the guy is, right? I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, at the end of the damn day, it all came down to the jury, right? Of whoever voted and how they ruled it, right? And at the end of the day, those people still looked at it as he had to take fault. And this is my whole point. Like, if you know where you at, you should have known like how this gonna go down, because even then, right? If they got Johnny Depp's lawyer, I don't think so. That would even change the real factor point of it.
I don't think so either.
Because let's be honest here. Notice this whole vote was a cut and dry vote of a razor sharp, neither going to the left or going to the right, and it literally went to the left, all because of what? Because of simple things. Like, come on.
That's true as far as, because it depends on how the evidence they let in. So I agree, but I still can't believe Johnny Depp, the woman that was with Johnny Depp, wasn't let go. I still can't believe that.
Well, they trying to push her out.
Well, with that, she had lost like deals now. Like, she was pulled away from her sponsors, and then on top of that, he sued her, and he won to get the money. And this case, because I know that the court case, it had a 6-member jury. It didn't have a 1 member or 12 members. Like usually, like over here in California, you're usually going to have a 12 jury, or you're going to have it lead between the judge themselves if it wants to go to trial like that.
That was a civil case. That was a civil case, not a criminal case.
No,
right?
No, right.
Okay.
Right, but it had to go after that, because I remember it started off with the other case first, which was like it was a civil suit, but then for some reason they were trying to push it to where it was like domestic abuse and stuff, domestic violence. But remember,
but Johnny Depp,
it was sort of like domestic.
But I'm talking about Johnny Depp's case. It wasn't a criminal case. It was a civil case, right?
It was a civil case after, because like they had to go by the layers. Like, it had to go into like deliberation.
Oh, so they did a criminal. They did a criminal case on that.
Yeah, but he wasn't convicted of it. It had to go to criminal, but then they got lowered later to civil case, like civil, because that's what they can do. Like, they can start you off at a level of a court.
Right.
But then they can lower it depending on the substantial evidence, the charges, the fact that the lawyers, district attorneys, and your defendants are talking. They go speak to the judge in the chambers, or you yourself, as you're representing yourself, you're gonna have to talk to them. Right. But in this case, like, they didn't do any of that. The 6-member jury was just hell bent. And you got to remember too, like, who are you picking as your jury? Like, are these unbiased people? Are they fair, balanced people? Or are they going to be pro, woman and anti-man? Or is it going to be like an agenda type stuff?
Yeah, and plus that's where people like Dr. Phil come into place. Because they the ones who come in and vet your jury.
You mean Dr. Phil, the guy that hasn't been a doctor in like 15, 20 years?
Yeah,
that
guy. There we go. But yeah, but that's what I said.
That TV show Ball is supposed to be about him. Matter of fact, he's the executive producer.
And how can I help you for you? All right, man. That's what he always asks the same shit. Like, he does that every episode. And how does that affect you? I was like, well, I'm here on your show. I'm getting paid. What do you think?
But I mean, even then, what Marcus said, right? It's like betting whoever you put into the booth. But this is what I'm saying. Like, as much as evidence as he may have versus the amount of evidence that may have quote unquote protected her in this case, I mean, it goes to show you. I mean, again, people will still choose the opposite or neither the razor sharp both, which allows you to motherfucking take a pitfall. So it's like, hey,
that's
damn
true,
if you do, damn if you don't. Because I can still sit here and say, you know what? Hey, Jonathan Majors, he walked away scotch-free. He wins this. But at the same notion, you still sit here and say, hey, I need you to go through these classes because I need to make sure you're still a decent person.
Be right back, fellas.
But but that's true, Wally. But it also depends on what evidence and like what Marcus was saying. If they stack on charges, they usually do that for you to get to that lower charge, and that lower charge can go 15 years.
It goes to the point of just getting a conviction rating.
Get a conviction, right? So it also depends on what is being presented to you. That's why Alan Dorshus was saying the way the court system is. If the judge don't let it in, the judge can convict you before you even go to court. He can have it set up that you're guilty.
Oh yeah.
Well, somebody give me Judge Joe Brown or Judge Mathis. I'll take those guys any day of the week. Make sure they can represent me.
Yeah, I think I will too.
But I mean, those text messages was pretty damning too, though, man. Like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said too. Like that from a mentally based perspective, that especially the perspective and opinions of the jury and the judge and the people sitting there, or we're going to be watching like globally or worldwide. That's not going to make you look like you're in the best, healthiest mind state to be in a relationship and be with somebody else. And then the fact that you're going to put that image then next to the battered finger, which, it's like the finger right there, like the Flying Dutchman. And then next thing you know, you're going to have, the ear. But then they threw that out. But then still, it's like, then you have the woman right there. And then she's, shelter of the storm type stuff. So you're going to have those images. And that's just going to ingrain some pictures. And it's going to influence people's opinion. So it's going to be like, oh, here comes AKA Can the Conquer, He Who Remains, AKA Creed 3, AKA Lovecraft Country, AKA fuck around and find out and see what happens, and I'll just body slam you in your car, which I'm totally still not against because you still got to control him in some way, but I still wouldn't have pictured it that way in that angle by the camera, CCTV, but then he's running away from her. And then who knows, like it did show that he was trying to leave her too, though, even though he still had those messages before. And then she grabs his phone. So there's that issue too. But, and then again, I don't know if he actually did fully want to pursue pressing charges because they asked him before. He's like, he was trying to get away from her before in the court too.
Right. And I would like to, like when Wiley brought up a point about a text message, I would like to see that. I would like to hear they didn't let audio was in there. It was a lot of evidence they didn't let in.
Yeah, because literally like the text message that she was quote unquote bothered by, if it was, because like, let's be honest, why were you bothered by those text messages? What was in that text message that made you want to attack him first?
Right.
And the audio. His phone. So yeah, that right there is just a little off the cuffs, but even then, I don't think so. Even people would care because it's like, let's be honest here, it's like quote unquote, if he was quote unquote cheating or whatever the reason that may be, that wasn't alluded to or neither even not pressed and asked. It was just like, okay, well, shoot me, throw it his way. But that's why I'm like, it's just very so floppy with this court case. I mean, granted, luckily enough, it was like small things, but of course, let's be honest here. small things to us may be big things to other people. So,
Right.
hey, pick and choose.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know about you, but when I see a man running from his life, fear for his life from another woman, especially tinier than him, there's an issue right there. So I'm definitely going to save the guy. But when it comes to that moment, that incident, the thing that makes it complicated is who he is as a celebrity. If they would have said, "Hey, let's disregard the cheating and stuff, the potential cheating allegations and stuff," but even if he was just the celebrity itself, and then they somehow find him innocent, then people are going to complain about, "Oh, that's just celebrity privilege. That's Hollywood privilege. How come they get to get away with things?" That'll be the next rumor or next buzz that people want to say, like, how come these people get to get pushed on, regardless? Because we've seen many times where people have substantial proof of being innocent or being proven innocent, and yet the trope is, "Oh, well, he got away with it because he's a man or because he's a celebrity."
Well, that's
as well.
That's a public. Then that would be a public conviction. So I could see your point, because they were like, "Hey, we ain't gonna let two of them go. We already let Johnny Depp. We ain't gonna let this person get away."
I mean,
that's a public.
And the thing too that kind of makes it interesting, because a lot of stuff is happening with a lot of celebrities in Hollywood lately. Some passing, others being caught in some stuff. But then now all of a sudden, around the same time that the Epstein documents are being released too.
Oh yeah, what they call
that's just a weird coincidence for me. I'm trying to say that, and I know some of the people on those documents are no longer with us, right. And we don't even know if it's fully true or not, or they could have just put a name out there like if it was like a witch hunt. But I don't know. When I see things like this, it just makes me look at Hollywood a little weirder.
I mean, I'll say this to the added part, because you want to talk about just raising the court, just raising the event of it all, right? Because my thing is, I know like she wasn't the only one that there was an issue with, because even then there was other unknown females coming that were also saying the same thing about Jonathan Majors, like he's aggressive or he's too physical, something like that, in the midst of it all. But it's like, okay, but none of you ever came forward. So is this just talk, or neither? Or y'all just saying things just to say things? It's like, what's up?
But you know what? But you know, Hollywood always been weird. It's just more out in the public now. If you look at go back on the history, look what Samuel Goldwyn was doing. They say he was just like another what was the guy? Weinstein. He was just like that. So it was. I think Hollywood always been weird. It's just it's more so out in the public than it is now.
Because we have social media and the advancement of technology.
Right.
I mean, honestly, at this point, it's neither it's weird or it's just another piece of setups. I mean, that's all Hollywood really is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because literally, like, I mean, to this day, it's like, okay, Weinstein was doing whatever he was doing, and eventually, somehow, some way, they finally put him down. But it's like, okay, but Bill Cosby come out with the same thing that he was doing. Oh well, Bill Cosby had some parties back in the damn days. And how long was? And I'm like, wait, what? It was like a couple years ago. I'm like, and then y'all finally want to come out with this? Like, what world?
But shit.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like people's mind states ain't important, but let's be real here. Sometimes y'all be waiting so dang long to the point that it's hard to even believe sometimes. Like,
I was waiting for Wyatt to maybe use like the YouTube terms that everybody else uses, like facetious, disingenuous, and accountability.
That's why
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just crazy to me, because like last time I checked, what's the statute of limitations on when you can actually like throw some cases in? Like it's crazy to me. Like things were happening like 10 plus years ago, and you over here now just motherfucking report. Well, where have you been?
But see. Even though I think you said a statute of limitation may go, but look what New York did. New York passed a law that even though the statute of limitation may be passed, you can file it, and they let people do it within a year.
That's the sad case that lets you know that the world doesn't believe in just true justice. It's like honest justice is just a load of crap.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of times like that NY Survivors Act. Yeah, we covered that, man. They open the floodgates on that, so they let people file civil suits and stuff. So, yeah, man.
And I think that's what it is. Do you think that's what it is, Jerk? I think it's a money grab, because most of these people have insurance. because that's what a lot of people were suing Bill Cosby on, the insurance of it, because most of these companies pay insurance for years and decades, and the insurance company that they can, because remember, it was one woman that was going after Bill Cosby, and Bill Cosby said, if you win, I'm gonna come after you and get that money that you get from my insurance company, because the insurance company, they can come in and make a deal without your permission. They don't. Eddie Long
And the father of TV
25
sitcom
million.
is now free.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson, when he got sued and he's paid, that was all paid by the insurance company.
I mean, he may be free, but free by what? Free by what course? Like, let's be honest about that.
You leave Cosby alone, man. Leave him alone. He's been through enough.
I'm actually in agreement with Bill Cosby, but I'm saying like that's my whole point. Like, you're free, but free by what conscience? Like,
well, he's not. He's literally not physically in the prison or jail anymore. So he's out of that.
Yeah, he's free on that. But like Wally said, after all these
your whole image is all down in the dirt.
Listen, man, he's living his best life. Let him be. He's retired. Let him just live in a country.
No, I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is, it's like if he ever wanted to put out a genius work ever.
Oh yeah,
they pretty much screwed him over.
Right, because it's
because he was literally about to do some big moves, and then they screwed him over. Like, oh no, you ain't coming around here. Let's call this in.
That's the thing, man. Like, they'll give you like a limitation, man, to like, what you can do, especially like when you get part of it, like, Hollywood.
And my thing is, sorry, go ahead, Andy.
No. I think you had a strong point. Your thing is what, Wally?
No, because I could add to it. Because my thing is this, right? Mm-hmm. You think about this, like everyone's a part of this industry, and more likely so you probably know each other. Think about this. Everyone's talking about Epstein, right? Or not Epstein, the other guy, whoever you marked his name earlier,
Weinstein.
Well, yeah, Weinstein, right?
I think it was Vaughn.
There was some people that literally.
So I don't know all the white guys, all right?
Well, I remember you said somebody, so hey, soon. But there was literally some females that literally came out and stated about what he's been doing to these ladies as they were trying to get into the industry.
Yeah.
And there were some women that were willing to sacrifice their careers and be like, "No, this dude is a scumbag." Right. But my thing is, if these are some women that are out here, and you know that the women that are speaking are out here saying these things about him, and you know it was done to you, you don't come out and say nothing until now. Right. Like, what world do we live in where that makes no sense? Like, let's be honest. Any world in the world.
Yeah, but you're talking about people having integrity, Wally. That's a dying trope, especially in modern America.
Well, it may be a dying trope, but let's be honest here. If everyone constantly sit here and say that there's something out here that's literally like one person doing and everyone's doing it, there may be a freaking case to say, you know what? Yeah, you're on some screwy business, because why is all these women that you all work with one way or another have all come out against you? There's something going on here.
That was weird, because I watched that document. Oh, go.
No, go ahead, Jerk.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because I watched that documentary and there was like a few females that went to the police and stuff, but it was just like, man, he was so intertwined, I think, with like even the cops and stuff, man, where they just brushed everything under the rug, man. So I mean, there was a lot of people that spoke out. Right. So they did kind of get done dirty, man, like with people. But I do see what you're saying, Wally, because sometimes it's just like, man, you could prevent this happening to other people if you do speak up. And
exactly, that's what
so a lot of times, like,
I'm sorry, Jerk.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead.
Well, as much as I hate to interrupt this interruption, but I was gonna say that when it comes to the other side of it, right? Because Me Too is a little abused as well, and because we like the act that New York passed, the Survivors Act. Now we have the whole issue like not so long ago with the Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner had passed away, and then all of a sudden now some Playboy bunnies want to come out and try to collect some money and say that, hey, they were they were forced to do these kinds of things. But when you look at it legally, he didn't force anybody. He offered them a contract deal or an NDA and all these kinds of things to live a lavish lifestyle, live in the Playboy mansion. Meet all these people and have doors open for you, but they took the benefits. But then they don't want to like how it ended. Like, they didn't take care of themselves. They probably wasted the money when they had the chance. But now they want to cry out and make like a hit piece, like a Surviving R. Kelly. And if you remember Surviving R. Kelly, women admitted that they got paid to say things that never happened to them. So now you see how the slippery slope is, where we have actual victims, then we have people benefiting from a fake story and a false victimhood. So now we have that issue. So who can we believe nowadays?
Well, to that, wait, real quick. I don't want to cut you, Don, but I'll say this, right? To that contrary, right? I agree with you, Marcus. But here's my point, right? My point is, when I say this, right? I said there was actually people stating this way beforehand during the time frame that this person was doing something. My thing is, most people that came after Hugh Hefner, did they came after him when he was still alive or when he was died?
No, when he was dead. That was the point I was making.
That's my whole point. Those are scams. Those are the scam people. Like, I don't care too craps about them. Like, I already know that they full of shit. But I'm talking about the people that are actually were alive and just were able to still speak on what really happened. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know,
well, remember Kobe Bryant's chick? The Kobe Bryant chick that was supposedly a victim. Mm-hmm. She stopped saying shit when she got a settlement at a court. So there was no more. Yeah, all of a sudden, there was no more pain.
That part. No, I hear you.
But I think it's more so. It's more so. It's about the money and insurance money. Look at the
morals and dignity go out the door when you sign 7-8 figure checks.
Right. What about look at the Boy Scouts of America? That how they was that molested scandal, and they was awarded $2.7 billion. And that hasn't been all over the news. And matter of fact, they haven't brought anyone to court as far as being charged, but they went straight to civil to be rewarded $2.7 billion. That's a lot of money.
But,
that's what most of these lawyers, if you go and say I was this, or because they have it here in Maryland, if you was in a group home or in
you was there, Vaughn? You was there?
No, I wasn't. But I was on the streets. But if you was in some type of if they have a case of in the street, then I'm going to court. But yeah, if all the what's the institutions that like what they put what's those institutions that you get kicked out your house and you have to go into an institution? What they call that?
Group home.
Group home. Yes. Group homes, church institutions. They have a big thing, not just here in Maryland, but across the country. But they're going to the insurance company because the insurance company is paying. People have been paying insurance for decades. That's money just sitting there. So the lawyers was like, "Hey, let's come and get it. Come and get it. It's so much money sitting there," and that's what many people are doing.
But I think a lot of it too, man. And this is the sad thing when it comes to guys, man. It's just the position they put themselves in, knowing that like people are gonna come at you, like you guys are saying. It's just, man, they tap into those desires, and then a lot of some of these females, man, they could spot like a guy like that, and they know like, hey, he's over the top. Like for example, Diddy with those like freak outs he's doing and stuff. So it's just, they could easily catch these guys up because they do like present that bad lifestyle. So a lot of times when this information comes to the courts, kind of even with like Jonathan Majors, people do all this extra stuff. That's how they hang themselves, man. So it's like at the end of the day, men got to start operating a little differently, because it's like they keep putting themselves in these bad positions, man. Right. So
that's
it's
what Cat Williams said too, Jerk, like what you're saying. Because Cat Williams said P. Diddy wanted me to go. You got to say no when P. Diddy asks you to come to a party. You have to say no.
It's kind of like the Reagan administration, right? Just say no. It's like with drugs, it's like the same thing. Just say no.
Absolutely not, man. Like you go do your shoot, you do your movie shoot, and you take your ass home, man. I ain't doing no parties. Like, nah. Like
leave the flower dress at home.
Hey guys, real quick, I gotta give a shout out to the people that's on the ground right now, right? Because I'm just now reading something like the chats, man, and they cutting up back there, man, because we're talking about Hugh Hefner and all those other people. So let me do delivery, right, to pretty much like, show the world like, what's being said out there. And also shout out to one of my good friends that's also in the chat too. So
shout out to the IG Live.
Pretty much like,
we're survivors.
Show the world for people who don't know, right? We do have like an IG Live.
You gotta like a
echo.
Yeah, you gotta
echo. We're survivors.
Show the world for people who don't know, right? We do have. Hold on, let me just mute myself.
They got us, bro.
Oh, you want to play this? I hit the mute on the IG, so it's good now.
Yeah, I gotta say.
Here we go again, CSI.
Okay. All right, let me make sure, right? Because it does say it's already muted, but are we good or?
Yeah, we good now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that was weird. Okay, for sure. Because anyways, man, what they're saying right now is, I'm gonna zoom in real quick. Give me a minute. All right. Let's see. Shout out to all the people that joined in. Okay. Shout out to my cousin. Shout out to Rue. Jay Chantel. Shout out to you. She says it was okay. Some can write, but let's see. They was protected when they were done with you, and they are done. Okay. Let me go down real quick. So Sexy Mac or whatever, Sexy MC 510. You know, I know who you are though, but salutes to you. He says, "Don't be mad." Oops. Damn. Come on, Apple. Don't be mad because they exposed them. The patriarchy always protects men. Excuse me. Patriarchy. And he says, no matter what they done. And then let's see. Jason Tell says, no one is talking about Playboy bunnies, but it's weird to say you should have had said something to the victim. It's hard for them to come out. Responsibility should not be placed on the victim. Okay. And he says the bunnies only told their stories. They ain't asked for no monies. And then
you should talk to Holly Madison about that because she barely got paid for that shit. Holly Madison and a few others.
Yeah, a few others did get paid off of that. Got paid by the insurance company.
And he says they have every right to tell their experiences. But yeah, shout out to the patriarchy, man. You know. Anyways, I just had a
just to address some of that.
Yeah.
You know, I know people get mad and they're like, you know, you should have placed it on the victim. Nobody's doing that. We're just pretty much saying, like, if you do tell on real time, I get it. It's hard sometimes, but that could prevent this from happening to other people.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, sometimes things are tough, but it's like, man, you got to look at it as like a responsibility to protect other people. So we do get it. It is tough, man. We can't step in other people's shoes, but these scumbags, you know, how else can we take them out? You know, if people are secretive and don't talk, you know, so that's like a lot of these cases you see them play out, man. They go on for like years and stuff. And it's just like, man, if somebody would step up and say something, man, it could maybe year 1 or 2 or something instead of like year 20 where we're getting all the information. So that's why sometimes we want people to speak up.
That's true. But what do y'all think about if you have, like we were speaking on Weinstein, he had a lot of people. He had the media pull, police department pull. I mean, he sat on the Oscars, the Emmy boards. So they failed
those people in that case. That's what I'm saying. I looked at that one, man. Man, there was 2 like sisters, I think, that came to the cops and told the story, and they just like brushed it under the rug. So that's where the system failed them, you know.
Right. I think it really sparked. Hey, Wiley and Marcus, who's that guy that produced he I think he did The Simpsons and the other movie like The Simpsons called
Matt something.
Yeah, because he did it in awards. He was the first one that actually brought the attention at an awards because he said something about Weinstein, and then they started looking to the Family Guy. I think he did Family Guy and The Simpsons.
Oh, you're talking about Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah.
He
did Family Guy and American Dad.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all right, Vaughn. What's your masculinity?
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but they say he the one because it was a friend of his that went through and she was like scared to come out because she thought she was going to get blackballed, and that's when he did it in that award show.
I mean, but let's be honest here. We all know there's a price for telling the truth.
Right.
Why you think the evil people ding you for it?
Right.
So exactly. I mean, again, if you're gonna sit here and say you're gonna swallow your pride and just keep your career just because you don't want to speak the truth because you know you're gonna be blackballed, then what that tells you about you? Right. I mean, again, you lose either which way.
Right. That's true.
But that's the thing. If you are so hell bent on being a star, a movie star, actress, actor, whatever it may be, then I mean that's you. I mean, like literally. Okay, who's the guy, Marcus, that came out with that movie that you told me about that you want to react to? Forgot the brother's name.
Oh, is it Sound of Freedom?
Yeah. He came out
so-
the truth against Oprah and The Rock and a lot of other people. There's to be a price to pay if he came out that way.
Yeah, because that one was based on like child trafficking and how like it's connected to a lot of elites and powerful people and influential people. And he was like a former CIA. At the time, he was CIA, and then he was a government contractor with them. And then they told him to come home. He's like, "Well, there's a lot of work to be done still here." And then you start finding out like the rabbit hole of people taking all these kids, and then the innuendos and what it's alluding to. And there are things that they couldn't show in the movie that would be too disturbing or graphic to actually show what they actually happened. But they were showing actual live stuff that happened in real life in the movie as you're panning out into the scene. So, things like that was happening. And then now we have these kind of issues too. So the whole like Epstein thing, because I know there was another guy in the 2020 Oscars, I think it was in January or February, a guy that his last time he hosted it, Ricky Gervais, like in 2020, he basically put everybody on blast. He's like, we're talking about two popes, we're talking about Epstein's Island. He's like, wait a minute, all y'all jackasses are the ones out here, hanging out with them. He's your friend, not my friend. Weinstein, all these guys, y'all shake hands, y'all suck the, D, all that kind of stuff. Y'all the ones right here reaping the benefits too, while things like that are happening. So, he basically put them all on blast, and that was literally the last time he hosted it because he doesn't care anymore. And he's over there in his own country. He doesn't really mess with Hollywood as much anymore. They basically blacklisted him. He didn't want to bend the knee, and that's what happens when you refuse to bend the knee. That's why Mel Gibson, they came after Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Gibson.
But then Tyrese Gibson, at one point, he was standing against it, and then he bent the knee and he, wore the red dress, kind of like TD Jakes, some real Jim Jones type-esque vibes. But, Tyrese bent the knee. At first, he was so adamantly against it, and the next thing you know, that happened. I don't know.
I didn't know Tyrese wore a dress too.
No, that you can look up. That happened, bro. Like a full-on red dress. Like, it's like RuPaul.
Yeah, that's what they said.
What about the wig? Just bald?
There's no wig. There's no makeup. It's just him not crying finally, and
Yeah, that's another sensitive guy, man.
Guess what? I would be that sensitive if The Rock slapped the shit out of me and made me touch Earth. But I remember that too. Like he was against it because he came out on a radio show saying they're teaching our kids to do this kind of stuff. Hollywood's like this. They're pushing these kind of things on us. And I refused to, but then he bent the knee later. And I remember Cat Williams was even talking about it too.
I thought it was one of those Middle Eastern things. Is that an actual dress? I thought it was one of those Middle Eastern.
Hey Vaughn, thank God we have fingers. You can Google it. I swear to me, don't take my word for it. Just Google it, bro. Trust me, it's out there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it sounds like Hollywood, boy, is wild. But yeah, I agree with Wally, man. You gotta, man, sometimes you gotta say screw your career, man, and you gotta do what's right. I'll be willing to lose the money, just to do what's right. I'm not gonna sit there and sweep stuff on the rug if it's impacting other people. Yeah, that's definitely a dress.
Well, you gotta like pan it out. Well, I don't know if you want to pan it out. I don't know.
Nah, we're good.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right, you got it. No, and from the top, he's giving me Lawrence Fishburne vibes from The Matrix from the top. But then as you go down, it's like a whole nother Tim Burton movie.
Man, look,
and he stays crying, so I already know it's like he's doing some sensitive shit.
Save him to get that role. The glasses don't save him to get that look. Okay, I'm telling you right now.
I know what he's saying though. Like from this picture, I was like, "We come in peace." Just hide your kids, but
out of here.
Oh wow!
He's my ass.
Man, this is gonna be like a good subtopic come up because here's the thing, right?
Here comes the floodgates. He's opening the floodgates. M3's opening up the floodgates.
I'm just saying, man, because man, this dress stuff, man, this is like a satanic ritual, man, and eventually we have to do like another live where we're like diving more into that. And yes, 2024 is about to be funny though. Yes, indeed. And if you want more entertainment, please definitely hit the Cash App. PayPal, Venmo, whatever you want to do.
The thing is, all the ones that wore dress,
Mm-hmm.
people was laughing at that.
Kevin Hart wore dresses too.
That was wearing those dresses. People wasn't thinking the way they are thinking now.
They
was laughing at that. Martin, Jamie Foxx, all of them.
Yep.
Wesley Snipes even wore a dress with Patrick Swayze in that one movie.
Right.
That was horrible.
Not talking about
Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
That was so horrible.
That was too wrong, fool. That was too wrong.
Ben Rames was in a dress. So all of those people was in dresses, and people didn't say a word about what they were saying.
Because when you think about
it, I did say one word, Vaughn, but we can't say it on YouTube. I did say one word.
Well, I won't say all black. Well, I won't say like just the black men like exclusively in Hollywood, because you have white people, Asian or whatever. I mean, look, when you go to Hollywood especially from what I've been hearing, I can't remember like that white comedian.
Robert Williams is him.
No. He used to be married to like this no talent black lady or whatever.
That dude was iconically known for wearing Mrs. Doubtfire, grandma.
Are you talking about
Gary Owens?
Yeah.
Gary Owens.
Because he talked.
Gary Owens wore a dress.
No. But Gary Owens, right? He was like another person that was in the same situation, because he said like they was trying to flirt with him, man flirt, and he just told like no man, like because they was trying to get him into like one of those skirts as well too though. So, but
Gary Owen was like, "Hey, I saw what happened in Oz. I ain't gonna be in that shit again."
right. Even Corey Holcomb, right?
Holcomb.
Yeah, Holcomb, right? In the Black Jesus movie, or was it like the sitcom, whatever it was, right? That show, that Black Jesus show. He was like, there was like a scene where a lot of these dudes like had to wear a bunch of dresses. But they had him like put on, the director told him, look man, just put on like a suit or whatever, and you'll be good. So and he thought that was gonna probably be like the end of his career, or at least like the end of like his participation in Black Jesus though, because no matter what, it's like people's gonna try to set you up to try to emasculate you.
And don't forget the biggest example, Dave Chappelle.
Well, Dave Chappelle, like
and
of course,
he refused
Dave Chappelle. That man said, "F this, I'm out."
Exactly.
All y'all.
Now, even though like Dave Chappelle, right? He's known for a man that turned out like $50 million, but Cat Williams said, man, he turned out $50 million 3 times or 5 times or something. And I believe him, because the whole emasculation situation, or they try to make guys like be extra feminine. Not extra, over the top type of feminine. If you don't want to take the part, they'll just pass on to Kevin Hart, and he'll take.
Which they didn't walk on. Dave Chappelle didn't actually walk away from 50. That's why he said he didn't walk away from 50 million.
Yes, you do, Quantum. You care, Quantum.
But what he did is he was supposed to have got 500 million. They was trying to give him 50 million, and he was like, "No, I can't do that." That's why it was considered that he walked away from 50 million. It wasn't he was supposed to have got at least 500 million.
And he said he made a good penny too. He said he made several like dozens of millions. So he's like, if that's called being canceled, cancel me again, he said. Because he enjoyed the fact that he stepped away from it and he was still making money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he came back and he's doing good. So yeah, sometimes it's like, man, you gotta keep your self intact. It's like, man,
but Jerk, they try to still cancel him for the whole supposedly a transformer got triggered, Decepticon.
Well, then they should have never been there. See,
I know,
and that's my problem with.
Well, they came for him because they were trying to take away his specials and all that kind of stuff.
Oh well, Boo's a freak cool.
Man, it was so
man that makes comedy.
I was watching some old school comedy. You guys remember what's the guy's name? Andrew Dice Clay. Man, can you imagine if that dude came out now and like performed like how he was back in the day? Oh my God, that dude would be canceled.
Who's the other guy they like to reference a lot back in the day? Sophisticated jerk, big guy.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh
Damn,
man,
I'm trying to.
White guy.
no,
Yeah.
big guy, big black guy. Yeah,
Big black guy. Pause.
Uh,
Fonz.
Not Fajon.
No, not Faison Love. The other Manosphere has mentioned him before.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal.
Patrice O'Neal. Imagine Patrice O'Neal performing today. Canceled.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
nah,
yeah.
him. I'm telling you, man. Go back and look at some Andrew Dice Clay clips. That cat was brutal, man. Like him, Patrice O'Neal. I'm trying to think of somebody else, but yeah, nah, you couldn't even do it.
Yeah, man. Salute to Bolo.
Salute
Bolo
Bolo TV, man.
Shout out,
Thank you for
Bolo.
tuning in.
Polo TV, shout out.
But hey,
Yeah,
next
this
week
is-
we're gonna have to definitely break down that Cat Williams one because I'm interested now. I'm gonna watch that tonight because it sounded like he was dropping some gems on that one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
whole,
yeah, definitely.
I don't
Bro,
use
he has everybody responding, bro. Gary Owen, Ice Cube, Kevin Hart got triggered too. Set Up the Entertainer.
Yeah.
Like the list goes on.
Yo, do you know how many views he got? 25. He up to 25 million in 3 days.
Oh, it's even higher than that now because Shannon Sharp said himself that's his biggest interview.
Yeah, because the last time I checked, it was 23 mil. When I saw it passed.
Yeah, I just see 24. So he's up. He in 3 days. 3 days, 24 million.
Yeah.
You know who's watching him? The elites are watching him now.
Yeah,
Like, all the replies, Ludacris, Ice Cube, everyone replying. Everyone's gonna watch that because they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"What- Ice Cube, what you talking about? What you talking about? What's that talking about?" Everyone wants to watch that thing now.
Oh, of
All
course.
the replies
Since
come in.
everybody already responded and got
And-
to their feelings,
Right.
he put
No,
some of these guys like out of already.
I mean,
out
you know,
of
like
retirement.
some of the people that replied, they were smart about it because they are calm and collected. Like Ice Cube was calm and collected when he replied, but
Yeah.
you know, Kevin Hart, other than oh yeah, y'all motherfuckers, y'all pay
Not
bills.
to mention, Gary and Ice Cube agree with most of what Kat was saying. It's just that the fact of how they were saying it is kind of like, you know, when you look to your right, like imagine if I'm next to Sophisticated Jerk and next to M3, am I gonna say it? Should we say it? All right, that's how you're gonna say it. So you write the script for me real quick. You got me, Jerk? All right, don't be a jerk. I appreciate it. You know. So
Yeah, because he was saying
you know,
like, look, you may have did this and that, but don't get it twisted. Like there were still other components that made this what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
He called-
guys,
he
real
called-
quick. Hold on, guys, real quick. I'm gonna have to look. It was
shot.
fun, man, have this conversation, but I gotta get ready to close it out. I gotta hurry up, man, and reach to the store, man, before it closes, man, so I can get my little like breakfast going on. But you know,
All right.
he wants to
no
get
doubt.
some chips with a dip. Get the chips
I'm
with
about
a
to
dip.
say breakfast, like bro.
I was gonna say you have Brenner.
hey man, this one. Hey,
Oh
look,
wait a minute,
look,
it's one something
from
in
this
right your time,
restaurant,
so you
this
have
one be like
brunch.
my
You
last
having
show
brunch.
over there, right? Because they about to shut this thing down like in 30 minutes, though. So
It's
I
all
gotta
right,
make
bro.
sure-
You get your you get your
Yeah,
lunner.
you get your food,
lunner.
man.
Yeah, go
Right,
ahead.
right.
bro.
But yeah, we're gonna definitely be talking about this, man. Cat Williams, like your next man, and yeah, man. Salutes to Cat Williams for keeping it 100%, man. So man, I can't wait, man, to cover up, man, this all-out war, man, that he started. So
It's all out comedy war, boy.
I know, man. Shannon Sharp, man, he ain't right, man. you know, he know what he was saying when he was talking about Ludacris for sure, man. When he asked him what was him and Ludacris related.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That
Oh,
was so good.
and Kat talked about Jonathan Majors too. You know the funny thing right before you head out
Yeah.
is the fact that Shannon with Chad Ochocinco reacted to the interview of him interviewing Cat Williams. So you know that's something serious when you react to your reaction. That's like
Right.
breaking a fourth wall through the fourth wall.
And you see how many times he broke that interview down? Oh,
yeah.
Of course, because there was so much different sections.
Yeah, he clipping that thing out. That's what I
There
saw.
was so much different sections. Like
right.
he went after everybody.
Yeah.
Hey,
25 million in 3 days. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's
25 million views.
Yes, in 3
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, literally.
What happened? Okay, so like, okay, when that was aired, right, on YouTube, was it live?
Shay
Was
Shay.
it like a live? Was it kind
It
of
was
live?
live.
It was alive.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it was live, was it?
Wait, hold
No,
on.
it was live.
Let me go
No,
to
it
his
wasn't
channel.
live. I don't think it was live. No.
Let me go
I
to
saw
Well,
his
I don't know if it was a pre-recorded, but I knew that the
Yeah,
way it was
probably
playing, it was like it was alive.
Yeah, like
How
they
many
probably,
people
did,
watching
they
it?
probably did his studio live, but the
Right.
recording was the recording.
Right.
Yeah.
What was funny? What was kind of funny, real quick, was the fact that
Okay,
when
no,
he
it
was,
was a recording.
yeah, it was a pre-recorded, I think, right?
Right.
I think
Yeah, it
pre-recorded
was
live.
pre-recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did
But
it
when
live
that
in his
happened,
studio, but yeah.
when that happened, and he's answering Shannon's questions, or Cat's going on one of his talks. All of a sudden, the guy on the outside, the cameraman, he kind of starts chiming in, but
Right.
they kept that in. And usually, when you kind of do that kind of stuff, you try to edit it out or not really
Yeah.
involve it as much.
Right.
But then the guy was like, "Well, you made these claims, you made those claims," kind of like trying to throw him off, or trying to catch him in some kind of lie.
No, he protected him. He said, I need to bring this out to protect you.
Yeah.
So he did that. He did.
That really is his
clarify
highest
the
video.
date.
Sheesh.
Yeah, Shannon said it himself.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because literally, like when it
I
came out, like
think
15
it was like an attempt to try to trap him because he said like, well,
Right.
because you know, like when he was talking, sometimes like
Right.
you can make mistakes like on
Right.
certain like timelines. So he
Yeah.
didn't want nobody to try to come at him
Try
and
to
be
come
like,
back
well,
at. Right.
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
when he said that,
Right now,
I
at this moment, I'm opening cases on both of them. So at this moment, I'm like the guy with like the flak and the bulletproof vest and stuff. I'm on both sides. I'm like at this
Right.
moment, because I'm gonna say what he said, exposing a lot of Hollywood and stuff. You know they're gonna come at him. They're gonna come against him.
Right. He did 15 million in a day. They did 15 million views in a day.
Yeah, in 24 hours.
Yep.
In a
And
day.
it's still just reaching high.
Exactly.
Because it's touching right now 24 mil.
Right. Shannon was at 1.6 million subscribers. Now he's over 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million.
Yeah, this interview, man, that was a smart move because this shit broke the internet.
Trust me, you bring a comedian with all the hype. Oh, trust me, it's gonna get crazy, especially when it comes to Cat Williams. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Lord have mercy.
The same guy who fought a 13-year-old too when he survived.
You know, the interview is 3 hours long, and I don't usually stay and watch interviews, but I stayed the entire time. It's 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and like 46 minutes.
Yeah, 46 minutes. And you
I'm gonna watch it tonight, man. So we y'all definitely gotta come back when we do the breakdown, man. I see M3 want to get his breakfast sandwich, even though it's like, damn near midnight.
Go run to this
He wants to get his dinner.
They already gave me that call, man. So I gotta hurry up and get on out here, man.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, close.
All right, man. All
Hey,
right,
appreciate y'all coming up, man. Definitely had some great.
Go get your coffee,
man.
M3. Go get your coffee.
For sure, though. But we don't do coffee. Well, actually,
you're gonna have to with that breakfast sandwich.
Well, anyways,
he's getting juice. He's getting his nutrition.
Oh my bad. Get that Minute Maid. Get that Minute Maid orange juice.
All right, man. Whatever, right? But look, man. I won't put you guys to the back, but thank you guys, man, for tuning in, man, to Reckless Reviews with M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk, man. And Sophisticated Jerk, man, this was definitely another fun conversation, man. So everybody get the likes up. And let's see, make sure you guys follow, Man and Sophistication. If there's a way, how can let me see, did you are you able to kind of post it in the chat, Sophisticated Jerk?
Yeah, I'll try to post it in there. Okay,
for sure. So that way, man, it'll just be easier for people, the lazy people in the chat, man, to click on it, man, hit the goddamn subscribe button, But anyway, subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships as well, Intellectual Soapbox, and subscribe to all the other channels, man, that's come to that always come to support us. So thank you so much, everybody, and we are about to tune out. So later, everybody, peace.
All right, peace, man.
All right.